Hold on, I gotta check one thing because I'm starting to know something. Give me 1 second. There we go. Ah, I keep freaking out. I keep freaking out. Oh my god. Been a week. It's it's been a week. Well, less than a week. Well, I mean, last time I was live was last week. Like a day ago, like a week ago, like today, but a week, last Friday, whatever. I mean, look, the people down there, they followed like 7 days ago. um, but hey, there's no sounds because nothing has gone live yet. I need to make music. Let's do some music. Hold on, because I gotta get something. Prelude. And we'll just do this. Well, let's go with specifically Prelude from 10-minute version. There we go. There. There. Because until they go live, I can't do anything. I can't say anything. I can't look at anything. They haven't gone live. I also need to do this. Oh, the mighty move. Also, hold on. Fuck. I'm coming in hot. Everything's coming in hot. Bow, 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 bow. You ever have dreams? No, wait, that's only for me. But, God, why haven't they gone live yet? It's weird. You would think that, like, an event like this, they would be live, like, 9-10 minutes beforehand. Because supposed to go live and there you go. Yeah. Let me check something else. Yeah, keynote address begins in 30 minutes as of 21 minutes ago. That's a big whoopsie. On their own little web page for Twitch. But yeah, holy fucking go live. Go live, people. Because it's like you're if I have to miss just a little bit because like for the people for 14 don't want to go live yet. Wait. Also, I'm searching right now. I have a page up of like Twitch on one computer screen, and then I got what I'm going to watch it on the other. So when I switch, it's going to be easy just for me to switch over. But nobody's live. Give me the live. It's like it's like I see results from Final Fantasy 14 and on the stupid Twitch app on the PS5 because of course after the keynote we're going straight back into 14. I see a person playing tic-tac-toe on another person's forehead. I see a bunch of other people 60 viewers, Fanfest time, let's go. Wait. Hold on. I'm gonna have to do a thing. You're probably barely hearing this. Let me make sure that... Yeah, I have this up for myself. Sign in. Sign in? But I thought I already did this. Holy shit. Oh. Look, I'm doing fine. I mean, there's specific thing. Fuck. I'm trying to see whether or not, this stupid stream where it's supposed to be. Good thing y'all can't see this. No. Well, that isn't my right password. What is my right password for YouTube? Was that it? No. Try another. Oh no. Is it this one? No, try another. Okay. Is it gonna be this one? I have so many passwords. Okay, there's only one other one it could be. Before I have to go check something else. Ah, that was... It's the right one. Use this. Yes, allow. Yes, I've done that. Cool. Alright. Let me look at my subscriptions. Did I go to the right one? No, I did not go to the right one, did I? Because it's not showing me my subs. Fuck. Fun times. Have they gone live yet? No. Are they live on YouTube? Let me actually check this on on my own one. Yeah, there is a fucking... They're live on YouTube, but they're not live on anything else. Fuck. I hate how on an app... Final... Okay, here we go. Final Fantasy 14. Channel. Live now. There we go. Oh, sorry, express me, God. Okay, so I'll pop that off, and then hopefully we'll go to standard screen. View live stream now with the chat. No, why would I ever want to view it with the chat? It's auto. We're going to 1080p, and there's still no sound. They haven't played any sounds. Let's. Yeah, we got 3 minutes. Oh, fuck it, we'll pop back up Prelude because it's still got another 10 minutes. How's my break? So I get to talk about something that happened that technically happened in real life. Like the real world events affected my break. See, I had to drive like nearly 200 miles there and back to go take my dad to a hospital that does his biopsy because he did it over before we ever moved, and so why I take these weeks off is because of that. I live in the southeastern portion of the United States. Is it going live? No. So, yeah, it's fun looking at, like, granted, before this even happened, I had filled up on gas. So, in a way, I would not have to have stopped for gas if it wasn't for my dad's worrying. But, when I get down there and it's like, yeah, at half a tank, go wait in line for gas. No, he's doing fine. It's a standard checkup. It's a biopsy type of thing. He's fine. They do this like every month or well, now they do it like every 3 months. So it's not a terrible surgery or anything like that. Oh shit. You know what would help? Okay, there is sound playing. It's just barely there for me. I have to bump this up for myself. 40. Okay, I will move the controller away from me. But yeah. Yeah. So he's okay. So, but like, it's that one thing of wait in line. Okay, well, you have half a tank. Well, we don't know when this entire thing is going to be affected. And so that's one part of the week. Another part of the week I won't talk about until Sunday, because that's when I'm going to put up a certain thing. But I might need some help. Ooh, the full trailer. Let's go. The moon. You take the moon, and you take the moon, and you take the moon. The moon, yes. We are going to the moon. We've already known about this since the last, like, event. But this gets to be the full trailer, hopefully. Where we get to see the other class. And maybe they'll showcase the middle continent.
The final days were upon us. The fabric of the star had begun to fray, its land rent by tooth and claw.
Hey, remember, if you've been following along, if you don't know anything about Final Fantasy outside of what I've been streaming, yeah, this is one of those two characters that you saw last stream. She got cooler. No, this is the trailer for Endwalker. This is the trailer for the new expansion. Ooh.
As the chaos spread, the star seemed doomed to unravel, and yet...
Yeah, we got Tiamat.
Who stood in defiance of that fate. The hour is come, creature. It's all or nothing.
I guess we have to see more because the story has progressed.
The stage is set, but will our heroes deign to play their part? You took your time. 'Tis as we feared. The respite afforded this land was but fleeting. The end draweth nigh.
Oh, Charlemagne! All those people from the Science of the Seventh Dawn? Yeah, they come from here. This is another expansion. It isn't the last. It will finish a current storyline, but it's not the last expansion.
So, Charlian would keep its counsel while the world is lost to ruin.
It would. Come what may, we shall live on. We must.
Do as you must then, but we scions will fight until the heavens fall, until our last breath.
Yeah, it's a Reaper. Other side. Yeah.
Past the far edge of fate. Grim glades dark and light. Tolling the coming of the end.
Yeah. At least they finally get to hear the full song of that. Fall 2021. What does fall mean? We're hanging on this one pretty long. Okay. It's fine. Hey, other people on the moon can breathe. So can they. There's probably air on the moon, who knows? Nobody's ever tried. Oh! Yoshi P. Bloodborne. This is the keynote for Fanfest, which every couple of years they would have 3 Fanfests. One in America, one in Europe, and one in Japan, where they would announce every little detail about the next expansion. You would get a bit here, and bit here over the course of, I would sit back and say, 6-ish months? But because of the pandemic, they had one announcement trailer early on, about a couple months ago, and now they have this Fanfest. You're literally Bloodborne. You are the most Bloodborne I have ever seen. Yeah, it's Gurman, the first hunter.
皆さんようこそお越しくださいました。そしてファイナルファンタジー14ファンフェスティバル2021アラウンドザワールド、開始していきたいと思います。Welcome everyone and thank you for watching Final Fantasy 14 Fan Festival 2021 Around the World。僕一人では厳しいので、早速相棒を呼んでみたいと思います。コージー。
Hello everyone, my name is Michael Christopher Koji Fonks. I am the localization supervisor on Final Fantasy XIV, and today I will be Yoshi P's English voice for the keynote. So let's begin.
さあ、ファンフェス開始はまあ僕の基調講演からなんですけど、まずここ YouTube へ
Time to
YouTube
reach
どう
out!
ですか皆さん。おまだ工事って言ってるな。
All right, so we're going to take a look at some of the
I will
comments from
fucking
people
run
from
a
around the world.
this
Take a look at
Bloodborne
YouTube
Hunter.
posts.
The fact that this might be one of the coolest like
おーすごいすごい
ideas
すごいもう読め
seems
ないな早すぎて。
like
Too
the
quick,
just
can't even read it.
just the new one, the
おー
Sage,
すごい
I think it's
もの
called
すごいスピードになった
the one with the little
Going even faster now.
bits in the
は
trailer.
い、ここはですね、ニコニコ
Yeah.
です。ニコニコ動画
Right
で
here.
す。
Oh,
we have
Nico
Nico
Nico.
Doga.
草刈り吉田って書いてあるな。
Oh wow, that's for cutting grass.
さあ、どうでしょうね。ニコニコの皆さんおはようございま
Good
す。
morning, everybody on Nico Nico.
もう吉田しかなくて、画面が見えないですね。
Yoshida, screen's filled.
さあ、こちらは Twitch です。Twitch の
And
皆
here
さんおはようござい
We
ま
have
す。
our Twitch feed. Morning, everyone watching on Twitch.
まあ今回ね、ファンフェス、残念ながら、コロナ禍の影響でですね、世界ツアー、まあ相次ぐ中止になってしまって、今日まあデジタルという形で全世界配信で行こうと思ってます。
We would really would have liked to have had this fan festival today in front of fans here to this wonderful arena, but because of the coronavirus pandemic, we've had to make it all digital. But that has allowed us to basically stream to everyone around the world.
ただその分だけで
I
す
mean,
ね
granted,
こ
we
うやって
they
コメン
streamed
ト
to everyone around the
皆
world
さんと
beforehand.
直接やり取りをしながら、
We rented out this
この番組を
arena
お届けしていきたい
with
と思ってます
nobody
どうぞよろし
nobody
く
in
お願い
it.
します。
We'd like to use the comments from everyone watching. We've got these screens up here so we can see everybody's comments, and we'd like to use those throughout the keynote and the festival so that you guys can participate with us.
まあそれでは早速基調講演スタートしていこうと思うんですが、
So we'd like to start off now with our first presentation of the night, the keynote address.
この基調講演ではですね、僕がこの衣装を着るために、この数ヶ月涙ぐましい努力をしてきたその過程をですね、2時間にわたってお届けしたいと思います。
So for this keynote address, we'd like to spend the next 2 hours talking about how I had to go on a very rigorous diet for the past 2 months to be able to fit into this wonderful costume.
This is the man
Everyone-
making Final Fantasy 16.
What?
This is why, as I said, I have full
そん
hope
なのい
on
いから
16.
拡張の話し
Well,
よう
no, actually, he's just a
So you want us to
producer.
talk
He ain't
about
the
the
director, but
expansion, not the diet.
では早速、冗談はさておき
now talk us about the
基
diet.
調講演でお話しするのは次なる拡張パッケージエンドウォーカーの話になります。
All right, and so the focus of this keynote address is going to be almost solely on content for the next expansion and what.
Yay!
では最初のセクションね、当然この衣装気になってると思うので、
So probably everyone is wondering, what is it I'm wearing? Well, it's time to find out.
Yeah, new job!
まずは早速新たなジョブからお届けしていこうと思い
It's the new
ます。
botanist
All right,
class!
so let's learn about the second job in the Endwalker expansion.
What is
エ
it
ンゲージ
called?
っていうコメントをね、見るんですけど、エンゲージはすでに実装されてますからね。
So it's you're going to be using that to cut grass. Another disciple of the land? No, we already have one of those.
あとはね、日本のコミュニティではね、相変わらずね、力士、相撲レスラーはまだか。
Right, and then of course the Japanese community really wants a sumo wrestler.
So-
as the next job.
A
これが
grappler.
鎌を持った回しを
You have the monk.
And so yeah,
Right
so
up.
they're expecting everyone to come out in just the mawashi, all naked, holding a giant scythe.
まあさすがにね、僕が着れるかどうか
Yes,
で決めてるわけじゃないですよ。
That's probably what it is. I mean,
Not whether
the
I can
jobs
wear
are
the costume or not
always
is-
one weapon.
That's not how we
So,
decide
like,
the job.
Paladin's always sword and
先
board.
ほ
The
ど公開になった
the warrior's always an
こ
axe.
ちらで、登場してましたが、
Gunbreaker is always going to be the
僕と同じく鎌を持って
the
ました
gunblade.
行月のフィナーレでは、ゼノスがどうやらこのジョブにジョブチェンジするようです。
So in that trailer that you just watched, the full-length trailer, the extended trailer, we saw that Xenos also was in a similar outfit with a similar weapon. So yes, for Endwalker, it is Xenos who has changed jobs.
さて、世界中でですね、ジョブの予想が
It's no longer a
ネ
samurai.
クロマンサーに始まって、なんかものすごい
He no longer has his stupid like revolver
出て
sword
ましたね。
thing.
And so there have been a lot of different predictions from players around the world on what the next job would be. First, Necromancer, and then people started really reading into it and throwing out things such as Temple Knight.
さて、その気になるジョブ名ですが、お伝えしていきたいんですが、その前にもうさっさと動画をご覧いただきましょう。
And so, the actual name of the job is what you're all dying to know. But first, we have for you some exclusive world premiere footage.
Okay, gotta see the tease it super. Damn it, TK! It's a dick. Hello, TK. It legitimately is. This is fucking. This looks fucking cool. Yeah, just put that animation there. That's the fucking coolest fucking Reaper. Reaper, Reaper, that's what people call me.
And so the second job in Endwalker is the two-handed scythe-wielding Reaper.
That's not really a
ちょっとね、ラグがあるからね、
14. That's not really a Final Fantasy class.
It's a little bit of
When I
lag,
think
yes.
about it, I don't remember. Understanding.
あ
This is like,
ー
vroom.
っていうコメント見えますね。すごいすごい。吉田さっきの鎌を回すアクションしろみたいなのありますか？
Someone has commented that asked Yoshida to spin the scythe like was done in the.
Can Yoshida spin this?
ちょっとね、48歳の非化戦おじさんにはちょっと難しいです。
It's a little bit difficult for a 48-year-old warrior of light.
やれてせいぜいこのポーズぐらいは。
He can do the pose though.
すいません、すいません、調子に乗りました。
Sorry about that.
さて、このリーパーというジョブなんですが、これまでのファイナルファンタジーシリーズに登場してないファイナルファンタジー14完全オリジナルのジョブになります。
So,
Yeah.
as you have already probably noticed, this is a completely original job that you won't find in any other Final
Yeah, I was like,
only in
I
Final Fantasy.
never heard of that in any of
Take a
them.
look at some CG.
And granted, I've only played like
ゼ
half
ロ
of
ス
them.
がプレイヤーの皆さん、英雄光の戦士と再戦を夢見て渇望したのがこの武器、サイズ。ね、大釜のようですね。
And so, as we know, Xenos has been longing for a battle with the Warrior of Light, and this is the job and the weapon, the scythe, that he took up to do so.
ゼノスがこの武器を握るのはこの後リリースが予定されているパッチ 5.55、黎明の使徒パート2になるようです。
And Xenos will take up that scythe in the second half of the Death Unto Dawn series, patch 5.55.
Yeah, like one of the teasers for the end of that is him, like, there's like shit ton of weapons all around, and then he's just looking at each one, wanting to pick up a weapon, and then they tease it. He sees it, he goes to pick it up, and then they never show it.
It's on the screen.
ちょっとスクリーンの返し見ながら
It's like the biggest cock tease because they have to show it here.
I'm going to be using the screens up here in front to check out. So if I'm looking down, it's just because I'm looking at the.
まずロールですね。
All right. So first off, we're going to look at the roll.
ロールは以前お伝えした通り、近接物理 DPS、メレ DPS になります。
And this is like we mentioned at the announcement showcase. It's going to be melee DPS.
装備枠はですね、竜騎士と同じ、区分になります。
All right. The melee armor subclass will be the same as Dragoon.
Okay, so you're basically going to look like Dragoon. So that's slay. Wait, slaying?
サイズがメイン武器となります。
And its primary means of dealing damage is the two-handed scythe.
重たいんですよね、これ。
It's very heavy.
そして続いて太陽クラスです。で、こちら太陽ク
Now,
ラ
of
ス
course,
は、最近エクスパンションでリリースされているジョブと同じ太陽クラスは存在しません。
And as is the case with most of our recent job releases, there is no corresponding class.
主要の条件ですが、行月のフィナーレの権利を
You haven't had
所有することと
that class
いずれかの
requirement
ジョブが
since
レベル70に
A Realm
なっていることの
Reborn.
二つが条件
Since the
となり
first
ます。
one.
All right, and there's
Ever since
two ways
Heavens Word, no-
to be able to-
no
or there's
class
two things you have
requirement.
to
Just
do
had
to
to
be
be a
able to play
level.
the Reaper. That's first you must have the Endwalker expansion, and second, you must have at least one job that is already at level 70.
Yeah.
え
Same thing as
当然そうなっ
always.
てくるとですね、初期レベルは70からスタートとなります。
And the starting level will be level 70.
さて、トレーラーね、ちらっと映像見てもらって、どんなね、バトルのシステムがあって、どんなイメージなのか気になると思うので、バトルのイメージにもちょっと触れていきましょう。
All right, and so in the video that you just saw, you got to see the Reaper in action. So we're going to touch a little bit upon how the Reaper actually fights in battle.
まず基本的にリーパーはダイナミックな、
ダイナミック
物理攻撃を得意としています。
And so as you saw, because this is a melee DPS character, they have a very dynamic style of attack.
この両手釜による直接的な攻撃が主なダメージリソースです。
So the main source of damage is going to be coming from the scythe.
そしてですね、ちょっとここからが
But what
特徴的なん
about
で
the
すが
stand?
From here is where we get a little bit unique.
ファイナルファンタジー14の世界でよく耳にする異界ボイドという単語。なんとこのリーパー、その異界ボイドから力を引き出すややダークサイドなイメージの能力を持ってます。
So a distinctive feature of this job is that it can call upon the power of the lifeless world you hear about so much in Final Fantasy XIV, the Void.
そしてそこからアバターと呼ばれる、存在を刺激して、その能力を使っていきます。
And not only can Reapers wield the Void's power, but they can also temporarily channel the power of a Void Scent into their bodies and use that power as their own, a Void Scent avatar.
先ほど動画にもありました。実はそのアバターを自己に吸収してその能力をまとって
Oh
戦う
god,
と
no,
いうの
they'll
が
just make
非
it
常
one
に
of the
大きな
class
特徴となっ
quests.
てます。
Like, don't
One of the
fear.
biggest gameplay things is going to be
Well,
about
wait, I'm
channeling
not
that
sure if
Void
they've
Scent's
already
power
done
and
that.
using that power
There's a
inside,
couple of
like you saw
times where
in
they've
the trailer.
made references
新
as
た
class
な
quests
ジョブ
or
体験を
quests
皆
in
様
general.
にお届けするというコンセプトで、開発進んでおります。
Like we still haven't seen the
really trying
I
to
haven't
create
shown it on
something
stream,
that
but there's a
is
quest in the
original
game
to this job, and
that is just
like-
called
unlike anything
so
we've
you have
seen in other
chosen
jobs.
regicide.
そして気になるですね、ジョブクエスト。スタートはこちら、ウルダハ。
I mean they're very far
job quests
in
will be
between,
starting
but
from
like
Uruda.
a lot of them are just
で
like
すので、
some
行月
go
の
over
フィナーレ
can go
リ
over
リース
your
直
head.
後、もう俺はリーパーで進めていくぞと。
Start in
いう
Nilda.
方は
Okay.
ですね、リリース直前にウルダハでログアウトしておくことをお勧め
This
し
is
ます。
gonna bug
For
me.
those of
They
you
need to
who
announce
to be
this,
one of the
okay?
first people in the world to play Reaper, make sure that before the release
Um,
of maintenance, before the release of Endwalker, to log out in Ultra.
Every new job
さて、簡単ではあり
has
ま
a
すけど
a
リーパー
starting
の
city.
紹介を軽くさせて
And
いただき
since,
ましたので、それを踏まえてですね、
And you
もう
you have to be a
一度動画を
specific
ご覧
level.
いただこうと思い
But
ますそうすればね、ちょっとイメージも湧き
all the
や
ones
すいかなと
from
思います。
uh
ぜひご注目ください。
Stormblood,
Alright, so that was
Shadowbringers,
just
and
a
this
little taste
start
of
in
what
the
Reaper
Realm
job is
Reborn
like.
cities.
We will have some more information
The
for
Heavens
you
Word
at a later
ones
date.
start in
But
the
today,
Heavens Word
let's
city,
take one
and you
more
have
look
to
at the
go
video,
get
with
to
all that we
Ishgard.
just heard in mind.
And so you have to be like you have to go to Ishgard first, and I hate that because like I could be right now. My character that I'm leveling, they can already be a samurai or a red mage. I can actually start those quests and become a red mage or a samurai. In a few more levels, they can be a gunbreaker or a what was the other one? A dancer. But to be a dark knight, a fucking machinist, or an astrologian, I have to basically beat A Realm Reborn plus the patches. And I hope they just lift that restriction for this game. or just soon, because it sucks. It sucks. It sucks so much that I have to essentially wait such a long time to play a Dark Knight or the other classes, because Ishgard, in the story, you don't get access to it until like a certain story point, because they're closed.
はい、ありがとうございました。というわけでこんな感じですかね。
All right, thank you very much, and that's pretty much what the Reaper job.
And all they have to do is like allow people to enter Ishgard.
Oh, somebody brought out a stand for my very, very heavy side.
あちょっと水飲んでいいですか。
Gonna have a sip of water?
なんたってね、暑いんですよ。
It's very hot in this costume.
すっごい暑いんですよ。ちょっと待ってくださいね。
I mean, yes, it's very hot. Dude, like there's 2 layers of clothing, maybe 3.
熱々。
You got all those lights on you.
コメントで吉田アバターアバターに表示してもらってって言われてる。
Ah, so they want an avatar to come to you. Should I be the avatar and come to you?
ちょちょっとね、
Like
あば
this? Like this?
ああ、ソーシャルディスタンス。
Social distancing? Okay.
ちょっとアバター控室にちょっと黙っててっつって置いてきちゃったんで。
Ah, so he left his avatar back in the green room behind the stage.
はい、14オリジナルジョブとなるリーパーですが、早く使ってみたいと思っていただけると幸いです。
All right, I know you all are looking forward to this job and really want to play it. You have to wait until the release, so please look forward to it.
続いてはちょっとストーリーについておさらいしておこうと思います。
All right, next we'd like to move on to the story of Endwalker.
2月の新情報発表会でもお伝えしましたが、惑星ハイデリンを、巡る物語、神聖オールゼアから行月のフィナーレまでで、日と月を一周してちょうどハイデリンゾディアーク編完結を迎えることになります。
And so, as I mentioned, the previous announcement showcase, Endwalker will bring us full circle in this tale of Hydaelyn that began with A Realm Reborn and is ending with Endwalker.
行月の物語は 6.0 で、パッチ 6.3 までではなくて 6.0 までで全ての物語、完結を迎えます。
And as mentioned before, the story will completely wrap up in 6.0, not 6.1, 2, or 3, but in 6.0.
結果ですね、ものすごいボリュームになってしまってます。
And because of that, it means there's a lot of content in 6.0.
ただですね、もちろんそれによってね、ファイナルファンタジー14が終わってしまうわけではありません。
However, this does not mean in any way that Final Fantasy XIV is ending.
僕自身もですね、吉田もですね、ファイナルファンタジー14ライフワークとして、その後もですね、パッチ6.1から新しいものが
He just call it his life's work.
続けてまいります。
Because I myself consider Final Fantasy XIV to be my life's work, I plan to continue working on both service and development well beyond 6.0. And so, from patch 6.1, we'll be starting a brand new story separate from the Hydaelyn and Zodiac story.
はい、続いて進めていきましょう。まあ皆さんの多くはですね、
On an upward, even greater adventure for the Warrior of Light. What were the final days that brought down the mighty ancients to their knees, uncovered a maraud secret of Hydaelyn, Zodiac, and deeper mystery still? The Warrior of Light embarks on a journey to the moon. The long-awaited conclusion to tell of the gods of light and dark.
差し掛かるのは当然パート2からになります。
However, it's part 2 where you're going to start really getting into the thick of things.
あら、まだ申請やってるわっていうコメントを見ましたね、今。
Wait a minute. Somebody was saying they're still on Realm Reborn in the comments.
もしまだ今、
Spoilers!
パッチ5
Spoilers!
とか
Spoilers!
まだグレの途中だ
How dare you! How dare I come to this event about the latest expansion?
ちょっと検討してほしくて。
Okay, so if there's any of you out there who have not played through 5.5 yet, or 5.5 yet, yes.
もちろん見てほしいんですよ。一声見てほしい。
Please
We
forget
want you
about
to
this.
watch the keynote, of course.
ネタバレすごいんで、
But
turn
there are
your
a lot of
brain
spoilers, so
ちょっと
Xenos is alive?
今日見た後、バーンって頭ぶつけて記憶を消すか。
so we want you to either maybe, refrain from watching some of the key parts today and watch it at another date, or maybe watch it today and then maybe hit your head against a wall and just forget everything that you saw.
Turn your brain off.
Story.
Forget about everything you see here.
助かります。
Yeah, but
I mean,
please be careful.
granted, when you have no context for things,
さあ
sometimes it just
その
goes in one ear
先
out
ほど
the
ご覧
other.
いただいたトレーラー、そして、パッチ5.5 のメインクエストでも気になる都市
So
の
when
名
I
前
when I
が
start
出てき
the
ました
the other portion of the stream
But,
later,
as for
where I
the
play
journey
A Realm
in
Reborn,
Endwalker will take
just
us,
that's when everybody
this
forgets
really
everything that
came
happened
up
this
inside
keynote.
5.5, didn't it?
今回皆さん光の戦士がメインシナリオで、月へ向かいますよというお話をしましたが、その前に拠点となるべき場所がこちらになります。
So, we did talk about how players will be going to the moon in Endwalker, but before you go to the moon, you'll be working from here.
Charlemagne.
アートワークが出てますね。
There's the artwork.
こちら皆さんの新たなタウン
Our
となるオールドシャーリアンになります。
The polis of Old Charlian.
漆黒のヴィランズでいうクリスタリウムに該当するのが今回このオールドシャーレアンです。
So, our Old Charlian will serve as a hub city similar to the Crystarium in Shadowbringers.
そうなんですよ。シャーレアンってみんな呼ぶんですけど、実はね、オールドシャーレアンが正式な名称です。
Everyone is calling it Charlian, but actually the name of this place is called Old Charlian.
ではこのオールドシャーレアンについていろいろお話しする前に、今日はウォークスルーの動画をご用意してますので、まずはそちらをご覧いただきましょう。
But before I talk a little bit more about Old Charlian, we would have
I
a
just keep
walkthrough
doing
video
this.
to show you. A world premiere.
Damn
of
it,
it.
YouTube.
Let's check it out.
ただしです。
Oh, wait.
ただしです。
But
ごめん
wait.
なさい、ごめんなさい。今日出すいろんなこの後もね。
What's
いろ
with
い
the
ろ
video?
Okay.
まだ開発中なので環境の詰めが甘いとかはね。
Is there internet crap or is it?
So all of the footage that you're going to see here that you've seen before and what you're going to see from here through the whole keynote is all still in development. So there are still lots of room for work on the development side when it comes
Improvements,
to visual effects.
and then the video keeps skipping.
All right, so let's take a look.
Damn, it's gonna really. Yeah, it just looks like Idleshire. Which, granted, that's probably what they're going for, anyways, because Idleshire was a city that the Charlians built on Eorzea. But yeah, no, this looks early in development because, oh god, the footage they're showing is in a much lower res. Unless that's my end. Hold on. Let's see. Whoops! Ah! Refresh.
ありがとうございます。
Yeah, no, it's on 720p round.
いやもうね、ちょっとゾッとしますね。
ね
これは
え
美しい。ナイスだ。住みたい
Nice.
ハウジングが楽しみじゃねえよ。
Everyone's excited about how beautiful the area is, and they're waiting for when we're going to get housing in the area as well.
いい石ガルドだって言ってるじゃない。
We told you. Next up is Ishgard for housing.
But it's done!
まあまあ、オールドシャーレはね、学術都市ですけど、あんまり
Stop making places that people want to live.
So, yes, it is a seat of knowledge and a city of scholars, but as you know from the story, these guys don't really like to cooperate and play nice with the rest of the world.
そう、地の都、学術都市、オールドシャーレアン。これまでストーリーの中では、幾度も語られてきた都市ですが、行月のフィナーレでいよいよ皆さんこの都市へ上陸となります。
So we've all heard about this city-state in the story, but finally in Endwalker, you, the Warriors of Light, will be able to set foot.
ちょっとね、スクリーンショットを見ていきましょ
Let's take a look at some screenshots.
It's probably gonna be like Hiragana,
Yeah,
oh, not
it's
Hiragana,
like-
Kugane,
う。Q14
where
から
like you only
語ら
visit
れ
the
た
city
実
even
は
though like there's an
オールドシャーレアン
entire
という都市
like
ねとても感慨深い都市でもあります。
behind it,
So we'd
but
like to
it's
say that,
you only do the city.
for a lot of us on the development team, that have
Because,
been
like,
around since the early years of
In
development of
Stormblood,
Final Fantasy
you
XIV,
have
this,
essentially
uh,
a country
this
that
city
is
of
just
Charlian
like
is,
Japan
very
back
important to us.
before.
実はですね
What's that
Q14
period
僕が
called?
担当する
It's where they
前
were like,
オリジナル
no
開
visitors.
発中期までは
and they have like one
実は
port city for
スタートタウン
trade,
というのは
but that's about it.
ウルダハ
No
ウルダ
foreigners
ヤ
can
ブ
go
ーサ
anywhere
イシュガルド、
past
アラ
there.
ミゴ、そしてオールドシャーレアンの6都市でスタートする
So it's
予定だ
probably
ったそう
just going to
です。
be just
So
this
back in the
city
days before I took charge
instead of the
I wanna
rest of
point
the
out,
island.
there were meant to be 6 starting cities for quite some time in development. Those being Olda, Gridania, Limsala Minsa, Ishgard, Alamigo, and then Charlia.
結果ですね、開発期間が、なくなってしまって、皆さんご存知の通り3都市でスタートすることになり、僕が担当してからレルムリボン新生版を作るにあたってはやっぱり開発期間を考えると3都市でスタートせざるを得なかったという状況になります。
But in the end, there was not enough time, and that number was cut from 6 to 3, which was a status quo that we maintained when rebuilding the game for Realm Reborn.
ただ正直ね、ゲームデザインのことを言うと3都市でもね、僕正直スタートは多すぎると思うんで。
But from a game design's perspective, I even think that 3 starting cities is a lot for a game.
仮にね、6都市でね、僕引き継いでたらね、結構困ってたと思う。
If there were 6 cities to start at when I took over on the game, it would have been a lot of work to get all of them done.
だって考えてみてください。初期シナリオ6個作んなきゃいけないんですよ、だって。
So you'd have to make, just think about it, when you have a story, you have to create 6 separate stories for each city. That's a lot of work.
結果的にですね、そこから10年近い歳月をかけて、蒼天のイシュガルドでイシュガルドの大神門が開き、ストーンブラッドでアラミゴを奪還し、そしてようやくオールドシャーレンへたどり着きます。
But it's been almost 10 years since then. And in that time, the gates to Ishgard have opened, Alamigo has been liberated, and now we look to Old Charlian.
ようやくですね、皆さんにその全貌をお見せすることができそうです。
And finally, we can show you the whole picture that we've wanted to for such a long time.
もうね、この邸宅もね、すごいですよね。
We look at this very lavish manor here.
これ実はね、意味のある建物なんですけど、
This is very important to the story,
中身はないし。
but we're not going to talk about that today.
They can't talk about it yet. What?
さあ、ちょうどですね、オールドシャーレアンの設定今お話ししましたので、このまま先ほど公開したフルトレーラーの内容についても触れていこうと思います。
Okay, and because Old Charlian was featured in the extended trailer that you just watched, we're going to talk a little bit about the trailer.
Yeah.
まずなんといっても注目点。
When are we going to see what all or
So
not
the
Alderman,
first thing
Isambard looks
that we
like?
noticed, that you all probably noticed, was that, wow, Soken's gotten really good at singing in these past couple of months.
ねえ、最初ね、って言ってただけだったんだけど。
So yeah, a couple months ago, the trailer, it was just kind of, Soken mumbling a little bit, but this time,
まずはちょっとその業務以外のメインテーマに触れていこうと思います。
so we'd like to talk a little bit about the main theme for
今回ですね、メインコンポーズいつも通り、曽見正義でお届けしております。
And so, of course, the main composer is our world famous Masayoshi Soken.
そして歌詞ね、我らのマイケル・クリストファー・コージ・フォックスがメインシナリオライターの石川にアドバイスもらいながら書いた。
Yes, and the lyrics were handled by me, Michael Christopher Koji Fox. I got some feedback from the main scenario writer, Natsuko Ishikawa, and used that feedback to produce the lyrics.
なんか僕聞いたらひどいスケジュールだったらしいじゃない。
Yes. So Yoshida-san has said that he heard that the schedule for creating these lyrics was really, really tight.
How many days?
How many days? Let's see. 1, 2,
3?
about 3 or 4 days.
About 3, 4 days.
Yes, about 3 or 4 days.
No months.
Not months, not weeks. 3 or 4 days. But that's a long time
Oh.
for the Sophia was 2 hours.
Crazy. はい。というわけで、3日もしくは4日で、丹精を込めて書き上げた。でも素晴らしい詩になってるのでね、また意味をぜひね、あれこれ推測してもらいたいと思います。
3 or 4 days. Yes, 3 or 4 days, but I think we've got some really good lyrics up there. There's lots of hidden meaning behind them, as always. So it'd be fun to go in and speculate as to
Just go back, listen to it right now, and analyze the entire trailer.
アマンダさん、トゥモロー&トゥモローのね、おなじみ、アマンダさんにまた参加していただいてます。
And then for additional female vocals, we had a guest singer, Amanda Aiken, who you also might remember from the Shadowbringers song Tomorrow and Tomorrow.
そして今回はですね、満を持して演奏はザ・プライマルズで生音でお届けしております。
And the music we heard was recorded live by the Primals.
そしてですね、最初に冗談で言いましたが、ソケン歌うまくなったよねって、当然ソケンではございません。
And then we talked a little bit earlier about how Soken's got really good at singing, but that was just a joke. The main vocals is not Soken this time.
今回メインボーカルを、サム・カーターさんに務めていただきました、アーキテクツというねバンドのボーカルでもあります。
And so, from the band Architects, we have the vocal
I
stylist
never heard of them.
Sam Carter.
This seems like some
素晴らしい
hipster
曲ねいっ
band.
ぱいありますんで、アーキテクツの曲もぜひね聴いてみてほしいです。まあ特に今回ね、俺ストーンブラッドのところからのシャウトがもうたまんなく好きなの。
And so, the Architects have released many, many albums. They have a lot of great songs out there. If you have not heard of them, please check them out. Personally, I really, really loved how the trailer turned out, and especially that part where they sing the Stormblood theme, Storm of Blood, where he starts shouting. That's great. Gives me goosebumps every time.
そうっすよね。シャドウストーンブラッドのとこめちゃめちゃかっこいいですよね。コメントでもみんなそうそうって
Everybody also liked the Stormbloods part.
実はですね、この裏で、各言語のフルトレーラーもう YouTube で公開されてます。
Okay, and already during this keynote, we have released the trailers for all of our other language versions as well on YouTube.
おっと待って待って。でもね、見るな
All that's important is the English one,
終わ
though.
ってからにしましょうね。
But we'd have you wait until the end of the keynote.
No, do it
ち
now.
ょっともうちょっと見てくるじゃないんだよ。
People are like, wait a minute, I'm going to go watch now. Can you hold on the keynote for a second?
まあ一応公開ね、ちゃんとすぐしましたんで、たっぷりね、聞いていただければと思いま
All
す。
right, so it's ready in all versions. So when you have the time, please go and check it out and listen to it as many times as you like.
さて、では、ちょっとフル版のトレーラーに登場したキャラクターも少し見ていこうと思います。
So let's introduce you to some of the characters from the trailer as well.
もうね、
But they're all people that we know about.
I'm very sweaty.
まずこの人ですね。
Okay, first off, we have
よいしょ。
Estinian
ニャン
Estinian.
and
なので
Tiamat.
彼の参戦を待ち望んで
Because
いた人が
Tiamat's in the
多かっ
background.
たんじゃないかなと思います。蒼天のイシュガルドのねトレーラーではほんのちょっとねヘルメットかぶった状態で実は出てますけど、今回ついにね外して、暁としてついにね参戦となります。
So plenty of you have been waiting for him to join the cause. We did see him in the Heaven's Word trailer, but he had his helmet on. This time, he arrives without helmet, and he's joined the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
まあここでねヘブンズワードのアレンジがね流れるのもフルトレーラーしびれるところですよね。
And as if you maybe noticed, there's a piece of Heaven's Word music in the trailer where he appears.
先日の新情報発表会でもお伝えした通り、このエスティニアン、行月のフィナーレで新たなフェイスとして皆さんと共に危機に向かって立ち向かってくれることになります。
And as I mentioned in the announcement showcase, not only will he appear in the story, but he'll also join you in the dungeons as part of the trust system in Endwalker.
ただね、さっきもね、なんかむちゃくちゃなね、スターダイブ決めてたし、パッチではね、なんか一人で帝国兵器ボコボコにしたりしてましたけど、あそこまで強いかどうかはわかんないです
So
ね。
as to whether his attacks when he's in the trust system will be as intense as what we just saw in the trailer, well, we'll have to see.
まあ、一人の時強いね。
No, it's not gonna be
strong when
like
he's- when he's alone.
仲間いるとちょっと甘えてくるかもしれない。
Trusts
So, yeah,
are
when he has other
fun
people around him,
for
he
the
can
fact
calm
that,
down a
like,
little
oh
bit.
yeah, you can do these dungeons by yourself. In Shadowbringers, at least.
ね、
But
シュ
then
ワルドの
it's like
地位を抜けてから無職だった彼が
they
ついに
all the NPCs do
Right,
like
he's
very
been
little
jobless
damage
for a
and takes
while.
like
He's
it
finally-
takes like
he's finally found a new job.
do
He's employed.
twice as long as
そして次
like just getting it with a regular party.
竜騎士エスティニアンをその背に乗せて共に戦うねドラゴンが、登場してました。
And of course, there's also that dragon that carries Estinian on his back and fights at his side.
エスティニアンはかの竜のことを ブリトラと呼んでましたね。
So Estina called him Vritra, didn't he?
Oh, it's a different one? Yeah, I
まあ、
guess
ブ
it
リトラ
is.
といえばね、フレースベルグとかニーズヘックとかティアマットと同じ七大天竜の一翼、それがどのようにシナリオに絡んでくるのか、ぜひご注目ください。
And Vritra, like Hraesvelgr and Nidhogg and Tiamat, is actually one of the first brood. So as for how he's involved in the story, well, you're just going to have to wait and find out.
日本語のですねコメントですね、ブリトラフに点々じゃなくてね、うです。ブリトラです。
There's some misspelling on the Japanese side. They call it Fritra, but it's supposed to be Vritra.
かっこよく読んであげてください。さあ、そしてもう一人、なんかね、
More story.
エレゼンね、謎のエレゼンいましたね。
And of course, there was also this intriguing Elezen.
彼の名前はまだちょっとこの場ではね明かすことができないのですが、行月のフィナーレの中で非常に重要な役割を果たしていくことになります。
But I cannot reveal his name yet.
It's a spoiler.
Very important role.
He is going to be the dickbag that stands in your way of saving the world.
しているパッチ 5.55 黎明の使徒パート2にて明かされることになります。
However, you won't have to wait long to learn about him, as you'll learn more about him in the patch 5.5, part 2 of Death Unto Dawn.
いやしかしね、みんなねすごいんだよな。まあもしかするとまあコウジとね小田さんが一生懸命頑張って作ったエンサイクロペディアエオルゼアをね熟読している人にはもしかしたらもう分かってるかもしれない。
Wait, do I need to bring out my
As it
book?
seems in the comments here, those players who have read the Encyclopedia Eorzea's back and forth may already have a good idea of who this is.
Damn it.
さあ
The book's in the other room.
ね何さ
I actually have that book.
YouTube もす
It's a
ごい
big book.
で
It's
す
a,
ね
that's the reason why the little rabbit follows me around, because the minion comes with that.
YouTube.
Little naming berry.
というわけで、ストーリーに関してトレーラーに関してはこのぐらいにしておきま
But
しょう。
I don't want to
And
stop.
that's
I
all we
can't
have
stop.
For the characters in the trailer.
もちろんですね、
Everybody else we know of.
ちょっと紹介は
Well,
し
I
ない
mean,
です
we
け
knew
ど、
of Estinian, but
暁の決命の盟友としてですね、サンクレットやウリエンジェ、そしてヤシトラ、さらに新加入したグラハ、皆さんと共に戦っていくことになります。
However, you will also have your other allies with you from the Scion of the Seventh Dawn for the Endwalker story, Yashtola, Thancred, Urianger, and even Grahatia.
漆黒のヴィランズでは皆さん第一世界を共にね彼らと一緒に救って世界の真相の一部に彼らも一緒に触れました。さあ行月のフィナーレでさらなる謎が解き明かされていく時に、まあ、彼らの活躍というのにもぜひご注目ください。
In Shadowbringers, along with saving the first, they also stumbled upon part of a truth of their own world. As for what they will do about it, and what further revelations await them, you have to see it in Endwalker.
あ、もちろんねクルルさんもねタタル城もね活躍しますよ。暁ですから。
you mean the thing that
will
they
also appear as
unveiled
well
in a
in the
trailer
Scions. We can't
at
mention that.
E3 2 years
さあ
ago?
では次のセクション行きましょ
All right, let's move on to the next section.
う。続いては
Because that was like-
フィールドのお話を
It was really funny that they ended a
お伝えしていこうと
trailer.
思います。
Wait, what
Right,
is
so let's
that?
delve a little bit deeper into the new places your journey will take you.
What?
我々拡張パッケージ毎回 RPG
That looks like a dome.
以上の、体験を
That looks like a. It's probably a
新たな
dome on the
エリアも
moon.
多数実装されてます。今回も同様ですし、むしろシナリオ全ボリュームがめちゃくちゃ増えてるので、その新たなエリアをちょっと紹介していこうかなと思ってます。
And as I've said, you can always expect the same amount of new brand new areas to be added to Endwalker as in previous expansions. We have a lot to show you today.
じゃあどのエリアっていう前にここも早速動画を見てもらおうかなと思います。
So again, rather than talk about it, we have again some world premiere footage to show you. Let's take a look.
Labyrinthos? Yeah, that just looks like a fucking dome. It would be funny if this is like a biodome. Wait, is this where we get to play Harvest Moon?
さあ、この今動画でご覧いただいた新しいこれフィールドです。このフィールドの名前をラビリンソスと呼びます。
So, the first of our walkthrough videos here shows an area called Labyrinthos.
じゃあちょっとね、スクリーンショットも見ましょう。
Because I mean, like, everything about that sounded like...
まあね、今動画でもご覧いただきましたが、かなり不思議なフィールドです。
As you probably noticed in the video, the place is a bit of an enigma.
すごいね、建物には歴史を感じるんですけど、なんか妙なね、機械的設備もありますよね。
The buildings have a very ancient, old look to them, but there seems to be some kind of strange technology at work here as well.
ちょっとだけネタばらししますが、実はここ地下です。
So I'm going to tell you something special about this place. This is actually underground.
Okay.
地下に存在するフィールドで、ドーム状の空には人工の太陽が存在するようです。
So yes, Labyrinthos is a subterranean area with a dome serving as a sky lit by an artificial sun.
まあ、なぜこんなフィールドが存在するのか。
But is it underground on Heidelin? Or is it underground on the moon?
まあ謎はね、すごい。
They didn't say whether or not it... They just said it was underground. It doesn't mean they ain't on the moon. Be like fucking,
So of course,
spoilers,
where
but
this
it'd be
place
like
is and why
VLR.
you have to go. There are all mysteries that you can look forward to, unraveling on your own in the Endwalker story.
This could be on the moon.
ではですね、
We're going to the
さら
moon.
に
Why can't we on the moon?
新しい紹介を続けていこうと思います。
All right, and we have another new announcement for you.
続いてはね、サベネア島になります。
So next is Thavnair and Razathan.
こちらもですね、ストーリー上は何度も名前が登場してきたエリアです。
So again, you may have heard these names before a lot in the main scenario up until now.
で、このサベネア島とそれからトレーラーにも出たラザハン、2つまとめて動画にしてありますので、こちらも早速ご覧いただこうかなと思います。
But unlike the announcement showcase, today we have actually brought you some in-game footage of both the area and the city. Let's take a look.
いきますよ。
Okay, so that's where everything is. Like, that's where that trailer takes place. I'm assuming that mount right there is like the fucking deluxe edition mount. Because fucking they've used that twice now. Or multiple times. The elephant people live here. They are elephants. Rats Adhan. Arazahan. Man, this place... Every time I look at this place, all I can think of is, Final Fantasy 12, the fucking floating city in 12, just colorful. Because it looks like a more colorful version of that city.
以上、サベネアとラザハンのウォークスルー動画でした。
So what did you think of the Razathan Thavnair walkthrough video?
動画はね、明るい青空で展開されてましたが、まあちょっとさっき工事にも言ってもらいましたが、現在環境の作り込みをやってる途中です。まあね、あんな大空にね、なればいいんですけどね。
So as I mentioned before, we're currently in the process of creating these areas, and that means adding environmental effects as well. In the video, you saw Razathan under a nice peaceful blue sky. Whether it will be like that in the real game,
ねえ、まあ僕ここねすごいお気に入りの場所です。
So as you see here in the screenshot, this is one of my favorite places in the new area.
まあ新しい文化圏ですよね。
A completely different style of architecture than we've seen in the other areas.
木の葉っぱの色とか、それからそれを映し込むね水の色とか、かなりねやっぱり地域色出すのにこだわってるところなんで、すごくお気に入りです僕。
The art and graphics team have spent a lot of time, selecting colors that would make this area look very original, like the greens of the trees and the color of the water.
さあもう一枚見てみましょう。
Let's take a look at another
まあ以
screenshot.
前もちょっとお伝えしましたが、サベネア島はですね、踊り子ダンサーの発祥の地でもあるので、どうやらね踊り子の像があるエリアもあったりするようです。
And as a lot of you know, who have played the dancer story, Thavnair is the origin of the dancer job, and so we see here statues honoring past dancers.
まあちょっとここまでを見ただけでも
Become stripper.
行列のフィナーレという拡張が、各エリア趣がガラッと変わるんだなというのがお分かりいただけたのではないでしょうか。
Hopefully by seeing these walkthrough videos that we've shown you today and at the announcement showcase, you can see that there are a lot of different types of areas from what we've had before in the game, as well as within the Endwalker expansion itself.
次に
Yeah,
紹介する
the weird thing is so far, it's like none of these feel connected.
なんですが、
Like,
Right, and next we want to show you some artwork of another.
how do I put this like this? Everything feels kind of connected.
まあ
Ooh.
ちょっと雰囲気を見ると
Chrono Trigger.
イルメグのようなねファンタジーあふれる
I'm reminded.
都市というかエリアに見えますよね。
I mean, if you look
I
at
mean,
it,
there's
it's
been
kind
floating
of
continents
similar
before.
That has that same fantastical feeling that Ilmeg from Shadowbringers had.
もうこれもね新しいエリアの一つです。
This is also a new area.
あ
I just like
ここにあったんだって書いてますねコメントに
the mice.
Raputa, yeah. It really existed.
こちらに関しては詳しいことが言えないので、まあちょっとアートワークだけで、ご紹介、ここまでとしておきましょう。
However, we cannot say any more about this area today, so we're just going to leave it.
You can't show me what looks like Chrono Trigger and then like go, no.
ですね、スクリーンショット見てみましょう。
All right, and this is one we introduced last time. You will be heading to the imperial capital of Garlemald.
まあ今回、ガレマール帝国の首都
Garlemald's fucked.
足を踏み入れることになります。
The Empire is completely
You'll have to
fucked.
visit the imperial capital.
まあパッチ 5.5 で語られているように、ガレマール帝国は内からもう瓦解しようとしています。
But as we learned in patch 5.5, the Garlean Empire has already started crumbling from within.
まあ実際そのゼノスとかね、アシエン・ファダリニエルの目的っていうのは、まあどんなものなのか。
So by going here, maybe we will find out what Xenos and Fandaniel are actually after.
そしてね、皆さんが行くことになるよと言われている月ですね。
And there's one more place that we have not touched upon yet that we've been talking about, the moon.
Yeah.
まず
Yo.
はアートワークご覧いただき
Look at that
Let's
shit.
take a look
I
at
mean,
the
that's
art.
artwork, concept
なん
art,
と
but
そこ
look at that
紹介
shit.
すんだみたいなね。
Ooh.
こちらですが、エリアの名前を嘆きの海と申します。
And so, this area is going to be called Mare Lamentorum.
どのようにしてここへ訪れ、まあ、
Mare
そこに何
Lament
が待ってるのか、まあ、詳しくはね、もちろん語れないんですが、ほんの少しだけ、その
Horse
嘆きの海と呼ば
Laboratory.
れる月面の特定地域、これもですね、動画を持ってきましたので、ちょっと見てみることにし
We're
ます。
going to the horse
So
lab
how
on the
you will get to
moon.
this place and what will you find? Well, I cannot say too much here, but we can give you a little sneak peek with this exclusive video. Have a look.
It's going to be the ship in the logo. That's definitely a ship in the logo. Here's footage of the moon. Dun, 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 dun. It's that song again. Dun, ba-na-na-na, na-na-na-na-na. That's elegant technology. They're using the song from I forget what it's actually called. It's like the which means it's ASEAN as period. Well, I mean, it was always going to be like ASEAN.
さあ、いろいろな妄想がはかどりますが、どうやら空気とか重力はありそうですね。
It's a very interesting place, and a lot of people have already probably started speculating. But one thing we can say from the video is it does look like that there's air and gravity. So,
まあそれらがある理由もね、ちゃんと語られるので、
but there is a reason for that, and that will be explained in the expansion.
まあそうですね、BGM
We'll explain why
And
this
everybody's
air on
touching
the
upon the BGM. Lots of
あ
comments
れ
about it.
あれが
Yeah?
何を意味してるんだろうね。
Why is that BGM? We'll have to find out in the story.
まあこの嘆きの海というエリアは月そのものを指すんじゃなくて、月のエリアのことを指します。
So when we say Mare Lamentorum, does not mean the entire moon is Mare Lamentorum. This is just one area on the moon.
現実での月もそうですが、月もね、いろんな場所に名前があるんですよね。静かの海とかね、クレタにも名前あるし。まあああいう形で、
I feel like
月の特定エリアの
the moon's going to be like the latter half.
Just like
Like
the moon
Garlemald,
here that we have
Thavnir,
has been
and
based
Charlemagne,
on
and maybe one other place
tranquility,
is going to
so does the
be
moon, of Heidel.
on
あ
Eorzea.
そこに何が待ってるのかはこの
And then you
場
go
で
to
は
the
お伝え
moon.
しない
Kind
の
of
で、
like in
ぜひ皆
Stormblood
さん
that you
ね、
you have Alamigo, you have like 2 or 3 areas in Alamigo, and then
However,
you
we
go over
cannot
the
say any more
Oathard
today,
and
so
all of
it's gonna
them.
be up to you guys to find out once Endwalker is reviewed.
もうさ、すごいツイッチのコメントさ、We remember で埋まってんだよね。
It's all we
We
remember.
remember.
ならば覚えていろね。すごいな。そしてですね、ムーンハウジングって言うなよ。
Moon housing? Moon housing. Don't
Moon house.
ツイッチすごいよ。We
Great.
remember
Everybody's going to buy houses
All
on the
we
moon.
remember.
あー熱い熱い。い
It's like
やーすごいな。もうね。
we're going to the one place where we can't be affected by the housing market crisis on Eorzea. The moon!
月に移住がトレンドに入ってるって言ってますね。
So
Ah,
it's
shit, they've
already-
come.
It's already trending about how you can move to the moon.
多分ツイッターのトレンドじゃないのかな。さあさあ、じゃあ進めてまいりましょう。
All right, so let's continue.
で、まあ盛りだくさんの、行月のフィナーレ、その新フィールドをご紹介したんですが、その冒険の先で出会うキャラクターを、もうちょっとそれからね強敵とかもねご紹介しようと思います。
So we've shown you a bunch of new areas. Now let's talk about the types of enemies or creatures that will be populating those areas that you'll meet when you get there.
Ah!
本当にこの
But these are all old ones. These are beast tribes.
Every time I see this screenshot with the Namazu in front, I just get so. Right, we'll start off with this.
3人のキャラクターのようですが、こちら
They're really
We
colorful.
have this trio of
What?
characters first,
メーガス三姉妹と呼ばれているようです。
and it looks like they're called the Mega
Eh?
Sisters.
いやもちろんね、メーガス三姉妹といえば、ファイナルファンタジー4にも、その名前
Yeah.
が登場してますが、
I need to
もちろん
play
その
Final
キャラクター
Fantasy
たちと
IV. Like, I've played it,
同
but
一では
like,
あ
I've
り
never
ません。
beaten it.
ファイナルファンタジー
So I
4
need to
の中
do
で
that
メーガス
sometime
三姉妹と
before
呼ばれている
Endwalker
キャラク
comes
ター
out.
たち。さて、どんな役割
And
が
maybe
あ
in
る
a
のでしょう
stream.
And you may know these characters from Final Fantasy IV. However, they aren't quite the same in Final Fantasy XIV. The Mega Sisters for 14 will be completely original. As to what role they serve and who they are, you have to find out.
They're gonna be primals. They're gonna be a primal
so
fight
say-
for Thavnir people.
もう1キャラクターご紹介しましょう。
And we'd like to introduce another tribe.
おっと、急に経路が変わりましたね。
This is completely different from the ones we just saw.
It's just the tactics. Oh,
種族なのかな
what do they call it? I forgot what they called it. tactics of its things.
こちら名前
Lop-
をレポリッ
Loprits.
トと
And so these are called the Loprits.
Oh no, I'm thinking of like the Muggles in tactics. They look
Kawaii
kind of
ne,
similar to this.
Very cute.
物語でですね、実は非常に重要な役割を果たしてくれる種族になります。
These
They live on the moon, don't they?
Play a very, very important
They
role.
live on the moon because everything about Japan is the rabbits live on the
彼
moon.
ら月にお住まいのようです。
And these guys you will find on the moon.
Yep, of course.
飲みか
Of
け
course they live on the moon. They're
Trying to find
fucking
the water.
rabbits. They live on the moon. Rabbits
開
live on
幕
the moon.
さ、ダイエットの話をちょっとしたじゃない
Thanks,
So
Japan.
we talked a little bit about my diet at the beginning of the.
まあこのリーパーの衣装を作るのに
Are you on this
最
third
強まあ
bottle of water, Yoshi?
So when
God.
creating this costume, I was told specifically to keep my weight down.
あまりの暑さでね、むしろこれやってたら痩せるな。
But maybe I didn't even have to work out. I could have just worn this because wearing this is making me get thinner because of all the sweat that I'm.
すみません、ありがとうございます。さあ、
All right,
そのね
thank you. Let's move on.
謎多い
Yoshi
別
P's a
の世界で
champion. He's doing this
彼
for
は
an
ね
entire
レポリット
2
どんな
hours.
役割が
Well, so
ある
far
の
an
か
hour,
まあそれ
but
をね、どう果たすのか。
he hasn't even
そも
changed
そも認めるのかどう
costume.
かねいろん
I figure he
な
would
想像
by
が
now.
立てられますね。
So these Loporits, what are they doing up there on the moon? Are they friends or are they foes? I bet you're coming up with theories already.
まだこの先ちょっと新情報もねあるんですけど、一旦ここで、前回新情報発表会でお伝えした内容も、前回ね見てない方もいらっしゃると思うので簡単におさらいしておこうと思います。
Okay, like we always do at these keynotes, we've talked about a lot of new stuff, but before we're going to go to even more new stuff, we want to go back to the announcement showcase and touch upon some of the things that we talked about there for people that may have missed the showcase.
いやちょっと吉田息上がってきたな。
Also coming in 6.0.
People think you're out of breath.
World data center
not a
travel
Show 'em.
systems.
Show 'em.
よし
Maybe.
いけるよ。
You can do it.
さあダイジェスト簡単にいきましょう。
All right, let's take a quick review.
Yeah, new
ま
healer
ずお伝え
siege.
しましたね。新しいもう一つの
Level
ジョブ
90,
ヒーラージョブ
five new role
賢
quest
者の
lines.
実装があります。
All right, first off, we have the release of the new job, the new healer job, the Sage.
レベルキャップ解放されて上限が90になり、そして新たなロールクエスト、今回一つ増えてですね、ロールクエスト、ご用意されております。
And along with a higher level cap going from 80 to 90, we have 5 new role quest lines.
君もうコメントみんな優しいな、無理するな、よっしゃ無理するなってか。
Everybody's telling you you can put the scythe down,
大丈夫大丈夫、まだ大丈夫よ。
but yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
神木キュンと話すまでは倒れられないんでね。
Yes, you cannot fall down yet.
さあ、で次ね。フェイスシステムアップデートされて、スティニアンが追加される先ほどね。
Oh yeah, no more
There's
bells.
going to be a big update of the trust system with the addition of Estinian.
そして重要なのがですね、このバトル計算式のデノミネーション。
And then one of the biggest things that we talk about was the downscaled values in battle calculations.
でこの場では時間がかかってしまうので詳しくはお伝えしませんが、もちろんトピックスも出します。ぜひですね、前回の新情報発表会の中で詳しくその意味と内容を触れてますので、そちらをご確認いただけると助かります。
We will be talking about this, not talking about this here today at the keynote, but we will have a detailed explanation of exactly what we're doing after this, and so please look forward to that. And anyone
Which
that
I'm
needs
not going to stream
information
that
on it,
part.
please make
That's
sure
like
you watch
1:30 in the morning. I'm
そ
not
して
doing that.
長年です
I mean, I'll
ね、
still be up. I'm not
光
streaming
の
it
戦士
because it'd be
の
1:30 in the morning.
腰
People
回り
would
を
be
ね
asleep.
守ってきた帯装備なんですが、6.0 のタイミングで、アイテムカテゴリーから、消滅させていただこうかなと。その分、メインウェポンと指輪の
I forgot about the
あまり
small
手数料
scales
を
PvP
増やして
mode.
いこうと思いま
But
す。
then again, it's PvP in 14,
And,
so nobody
as we
cares.
mentioned before, we are removing the belts from the game and replacing them with more slots for main weapons and rings.
こちらはですね、プレイヤーの皆さん何か特別なことをしていただく必要はありません。すべて遺失物管理人の方にアイテムは移動させていただきますので、かつて光の戦士たちの腰を守っていたものというアイテムとして、遺失物管理人が預かることになりますので、そちらで、思い出に浸るなり、分解するなりしていただきたいと思います。
And don't worry about you losing those belts. Again, we know that they've protected your waist throughout the years, and they might still be important to you. So you will not lose them. Do not worry. Just make sure that you put them away before. Again, the information on that is available. Will be available before the patch hits, so you'll know
But
exactly what to do.
I'm
with
just
the
gonna sell those belts.
そして
Don't need the
新たな
belts.
少人数の
They don't show up on
PVP
my character, so why do
コ
I
ンテ
ever
ンツを
care
実装す
about
る
them?
というところ、特にですね海外勢から非常に多くの実は質問、いただいております。
And of course, there's the announcement about the new small-scale PvP mode. We've had a lot of interest regarding this, especially from users in North America and Europe.
こちらはですね全く新しいタイプの、ルールによる PVP ですし、新しい報酬システムもご用意してます。
This is a completely different
Check
style
Twitter,
of
see
PvP
what we're
system
doing.
than the current one, and has a completely different reward system.
I mean,
こ
it
ちらに
is
ついてはちょっと
really.
別の機会でちゃんとした特集をやろうと思いますので、そちらまで、お待ちいただければと思います。
Again, we don't have time here today to talk about it, but we will be having a specific show that will talk about all of this and give details on this in the near future.
さて、そして、前回お伝えした今度はコンテンツのお話に行こうと思います。
Let's see what
And now
people
we're
are
gonna talk a
saying
little
on the
about
Twitter
the
about
new
this.
content that we announced at the
Mm.
announcement showcase.
現在、ファイナルファンタジー14オリジナルの
Very first
レ
tweet
イ
I
ドとして
see is
制
like
作
Lady
して
D's
いるのが
giant
こちらになり
tits,
ます
so.
So first off, the new high-end 8-player raid.
Ooh.
高難易度
Pandemonium
パンマ
Final Fantasy
パンデモニウ
II
ム
maybe
14オリジナルのボスたちが大暴れする高難易度レイド、絶賛開発中でございます。
This is a Final Fantasy 14 original with original enemies called Pandemonium.
そして
For original
続いて
enemies
こちら、発表したらですね、ものすごい
Harvest
反響を世界中から
Moon
想像以上にいただきました無人島開拓。
And so the next showcase announcement, the one of the Island Sanctuary, garnered an even bigger response than we could have ever expected.
スローライフをテーマにしたコンテンツですが、こちら他人と競い合うという要素はほとんどなくてですね、ソロで気ままに遊べるものとしてパッチ 6.X シリーズ全体を通じてお届けしていこうと思っています。
So we'll be releasing this mostly solo experience over the course of the patch 6.x series, giving adventurers an opportunity to take a break from conflict and competition and enjoy some slow living.
まあ繰り返しですけど、クラフターやギャザラーをやってなくてもプレイ可能なコンテンツですし、まあもちろんやってるとね、多少メリットがあるようにとは思ってますけど、やってなくても十分遊べるので、ぜひですね、クラフターギャザラーやってないんだよなという方もですね、全員プレイできるようになってますんで、ぜひご期待ください。
And as we mentioned before, this content is not locked to crafters and gatherers, disciples of the land in hand. This is open to everyone, so you don't need to have one of those classes and those jobs to be able to play this content.
そしてオールドシャーレアンだ月だって言われてますが、次に皆さんに公開されるのはこちら。
And we know a lot of you today have been thinking about living on the moon or living in Old Charlian,
Yeah.
but the next housing area is Ishgard.
Everybody fixed everything, so now we can go to Ishgard.
ハウジングエリアがオープンいたします。
So the firmament is finally complete, and Ishgard is opening its a new housing area to the adventurers with gratitude for their efforts.
こちらはですね、すでにお伝えした通り、6.0、行月のフィナーレリリースで見学が可能になって、下見をしていただいた上で、購入可能になるのはパッチ 6.1 からです。ぜひそこご注意ください。
And as I mentioned previously, this area will be open for viewing only in 6.0, with plots available at 6.1.
これに合わせてですね、引っ越しとかっていうところでいくつかね、ストレスが溜まっているところもあると思います。これらもすべて調整していこうと思ってます。
Along with adding this new residential area, we know that there are a lot of things about moving to new plots that can cause a little bit of stress for players, and so we're thinking of making adjustments to this type of system.
でもちろん転売対策
We gotta fix the housing crisis. It still fucking sucks.
これまで以上に力を入れていきます。
And while we're doing our best to stop RMT and housing cheats, we're going to be putting even more effort into curtailing these types of offenses.
もちろんね、その土地そのものを追加するための、サーバー自体のアップデートにも、コストを割いていこうと思います。
And of course, to make sure that everything is stable, we are investing in servers and server infrastructure.
Hello, Spencer. Welcome to me watching this. in which
そうコメントがあるんです
Yoshi
よね
P is a Bloodborne hunter
システムはすげえ難しいんですよ
because that's what the new class is basically. Well, it's a
も
Reaper.
ちろん考えをしますけ
I
ど
have a lot of comments about people
But
wanting
look at him
bots
him
for
being
this.
Bloodborne
That's
hunter.
very difficult to do when over servers, but we will definitely consider it.
まあもちろんやらないとは言わないファイナルファンタジー14これまでも時間がかかると言っても何年かかかりでやってきたシステム数多くあります
Again, we will try the best that we can, and we're always creating new systems to make life easier for you guys, and so
Yeah.
we'll definitely look into it.
こちらもその一つ
Another thing that we've done, a new system that we've added to make life better for you guys, is this:
データセンタートラベルになります
the data center travel system.
こちら14
You can
の
you can visit other data centers, which means you can visit every server
超えてですね
in your
運用を
region.
行っていけるということの第2弾ですねデータセンターを超えて遊びに行ける機能になります
So this is a new system, the second of our systems, along with the world visit system, that will allow players from across the globe to play, regardless of which server or data center they call home.
Oh wait, it's all of
なん
them.
かツイッ
Damn.
チは特定なんだろうねコメントを連発する癖があるのかね
Because I thought it would just be
Looking at Twitch,
regional
we get a
ones.
lot of people repeating the same messages.
凄さがそうかデータセンタートラベルの凄さがわからないっていうコメントもありますね
Don't understand why this is such a great system.
簡単に言うとですね
You can play with your
皆さんの
friends
キャラクターデータっていうのは
on any
いくつかの
server.
あの
It doesn't matter
サーバー
what.
でね
If
すごく徹
if
底
if a
管理されてい
streamer
てそれ以外に
is on
プレ
Primal,
イをするゾーンサーバーと
but
か
your
っていうのがあるんです
character's on
けど
Aether,
その管理をする
with this system, you can go visit them on Primal
データセンターごとに用意されてるんですけど
and
その
then
データの受け
like
渡しを
block their view
後
with the
からやる
giant
っていうこと
elephant.
がですねまあ
No.
普通じゃないことなんですこれしかも運営を止めずにやるっていうのが
Or the
Yeah,
whale.
this is a very difficult thing to actually get
Yeah,
around because we have a lot of
Bloodborne character with a
different
freaking
servers. We have our
stand.
zone servers, which again is just the servers where players go to play in the areas. But then we also have these data servers that have all of the user information, and transferring that from server to server in real time and managing all that is actually a very difficult thing to do to make sure that data does not get corrupted or interrupted.
ただですねワールドカンテレポよりちょっとやっぱり制約が強いですできないことが多少ありますただ他のデータセンターのプレイヤーと交流して一緒にバトルコンテンツへ行ったりという基礎的なところはもちろん可能なのでぜひですね、もっともっとたくさんの人と交流をするという仕組みで使っていただければと思ってます
And though off-world activities will be a little bit more limited with DC travel than it is with world visits, the new system will make it possible for people to interact and take on duties with players from other data centers. And we plan to do our utmost to create new opportunities for these players and to strengthen the player communities.
こちらはですね 6.0 リリースではなくて 6.0 の前に、リリースの予定になってます当然ねサーバーにものすごい、修正というか変更コードを入れるので 6.0 よりも前に入れてテストをしながら、進めていきます
And as for the release of this, as we mentioned before, we plan on releasing this not at 6.0, but actually before 6.0 to make sure that everything is in order. There's a lot of updating to the servers that we need to do, and we need to test that.
Supposedly it's supposed to be 5.56. It won't be like the next patch, it'll be like the patch after that. Because like there was something within the patch notes,
We will have
preliminary
more
patch
information on
notes
this,
for
as well
5.5
as,
that kind of
the
hinted
roadmap
at
for
that.
5.5 to 6.0 at the letter from the producer live tomorrow.
さてではちょっと新情報の方に戻ろうかと思います
All right, let's move back to new information.
Ooh, dungeons.
物語今回多数の困難が待ち受けてますが当然、ダンジョンも
So looking at everything, the second image on the right, the image on the right, I should say, that's probably gonna be on Golem Alt.
New dungeons as well.
今日はそのダンジョンからいくつかのダンジョン中の様子をですねまとめてウォークスルーを用意しましたのでそちらをご覧いただきましょう
So today, to show you some of these dungeons, we've prepared a world premiere video for you.
Yay!
Let's take a look.
Oh yeah, plus that's in the fucking video anyways. I think I said that last time. Because it was in your announcement trailer. Oh god! Those doors are teeth! Show the animation of it opening. Holy shit. It's like, look at all these boss arenas, but no bosses. This just looks like an old Charlian dungeon. What? Fucking what? It's like fucking biomes. Maybe that biome's on underneath the ground in the moon. Aw, that's only 3 dungeons!
さあ、フィールドの種類に負けず劣らず、こちらも様々な雰囲気のダンジョンが登場する予定です。
So, as with the new areas, these dungeons have wildly different atmospheres.
レベル90になってから挑むエキスパートダンジョン以外、すべてのダンジョンは、今回メインストーリーに紐づくダンジョンとなっています。
So, aside from the expert dungeons that will be available to you at level 90, each and every one of the ones that you saw is part of the main story, which means that you'll get to see.
ダンジョン内でのですね、フェイスたちの活躍にもぜひご期待ください。
You'll get to see what your trust allies do in these places as well.
さあ、続いてご紹介するのはですね、高難易度レイドは紹介したんですが、こちらがまだでしたね。
So actually that reminds me, we did talk about the new high-end 8-player raid, but what about this one?
Yeah, what about the 24-man? We have no idea what the 24-man is.
新たなアライアンスレイドについて
So, we've had Crystal
解説を
Tower,
お伝えしようと
the
思います。
Weeping
So I
City
talked a
ones,
little bit about the
the
concept
Evil
behind
East
the new
raids,
alliance.
and of course the near
6
ones,
点
which I
シリ
still
ーズ
need to
で
do this week's
繰り
near
広げ
one.
られる新たな
Near
アライアンスレイド
quest.
まず
I'll
イメージボー
record
ドを
that
見ていた
sometime
だきましょ
tomorrow,
う。
hopefully,
First,
before
let's take a
the
look at some
PSO2
image
stream.
art for the new alliance raid for the 6.x series.
Okay, that's the 12.
あれこれよく見たことあるぞみたいなね。
Kind of seen these symbols before.
Yeah, that's the 12. Like,
これ
that's something that, like, we haven't touched upon
They've been in the game
in
for
such a
a
long
long time.
time.
こちらのアライアンスレイドタイトルをこちらミソロ
Myths of the Realm
エオルゼアと言います。
And so this new alliance raid will be called Myths of the Realm.
イメージボードにもある通り、今まで直接的には触れてこなかったエオルゼア十二神とは何なのか、その謎、その存在にまつわるアライアンスレイドとなります。
And so as the art alludes to, it will explore the 12, Eorzea's pantheon, in a way that we haven't been able to see yet in the game.
今回はファイナルファンタジー14オリジナルレイドとして、その大元のね謎に大きく踏み込んでいこうと思います。
So again, this is an original concept belonging entirely to Final Fantasy XIV and not a crossover, so please look forward to it.
コメントでね、あの十二神
But I wanted my Dragon Quest raid.
So like the
あれが関
marriage...
係してね。
No, no.
そうじゃないよ。そうじゃないよ。
Eternal bond.
僕らいくらロボ好きだからってあの神殿がこうね変形したらしない。
That temple is not going to transform and you're not going to have to fight it. We do like robots, but that probably won't happen.
さて、これでですね、おおむねコンテンツのご紹介はぼちぼち落ち着いたかなと いう感じなので、ここからはちょっと発売に向けてのお話をしていこうかなと思います。
All right, so that's nearly all of the in-game features that we have to show you today, but we would like to talk a little bit about release information.
今回ももちろん、
Yeah.
エディション
You
ご
keep
用
saying
意が
fall
ございます。
2021.
First,
If,
we'd like
like,
to talk
the-
about the collector's edition.
こちらはですね、ここからちょっとジャラネット吉田が
Fall 2021 is a
Start with a little
pretty
bit of,
big
turn on
region.
the shopping channel, the home shopping
And
network.
considering that the story
ま
is
ずはこんな
the lead up ends in
特
like
典がグッズ
a
になり
month.
ます。
These are what you can expect in the box.
ちょっと何かを出してしまいましょうか。
Let's show you
An
what's
art
inside.
box.
特製
Expertly
アート
crafted
ボックス
paladin figure,
最高
art collection
級フィギュ
frame
ア
and set,
ですねナイトと
Azim
We have
pin.
the
Oh yeah,
special
that
art
thing.
box, as well as the high quality
And a little mini
paladin.
plush.
で、額縁がついたミニ
Look at
ア
all
ートで
the-
好きなアートをね
well, not
飾
all
って受ける
of
よう
them
な
are
もの
art.
になってます。
And then we have an art collection, a mini art collection, as well as a frame.
Because this
so
1.0,
ピンズアゼム、
And then we have an Azim pin.
アゼムが何を意味するかまあ分かりますよね皆さ
So
ん。
you all know what that means.
これをつけてる人はバッグとかにこれをつけてる人はね、
So we know if somebody has one of these on their bag,
ねコレクターズエディション持ってるっていうのもそうだし、
we'll know that
they
they have
spent a lot of
そう
money.
そうかつちゃんとね、
And-
自慢もできるよ
Yes,
みたい
that's right.
な、はい感じですね。で、さっきご紹介したばっかりのレポリットがぬいぐるみとしてくっついております。
And there will be a mini plush of the Leopard that you just saw.
せっかくねこれだけ
Leopard
広いステージがありますので、ちょっと実物もご紹介していこうと思います。
And because we have this huge stage here, why not bring out the actual goods and take a look at
Ooh.
them here on stage?
それでは
I need to double
持っ
check
てきて
something.
ください。
Please bring out.
Well, that could be
box.
helpful if I
Here's a-
took. Oh,
来た来た。
Right, here we go.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you.
さてカメラで抜いてもらっていこうかな。
look at her.
まずはですね、特装ボック
Look
ス
at
で
the
す
little
ね。
plush.
Top,
I
we
want
have
the
the
little
box.
plush.
これ実はですね、内側にこの特殊印刷でこの外の1枚下に銀の
So,
フィルターをこ
so we have this silver filter on the outside.
うちょっとね分かりづらいのかもしれないですけど、
Kind of hard to see it from here, but
天野先生のイラストを崩さないレベルでかなりね高度な印刷
Nah.
so we made sure that we did not want to disturb.
Spend your
Amazon, so we have
$200 on
it
this.
using a very advanced form of printing technology.
そしてですねこちら
And of course, here's the
英雄光の戦士ナイ
Yeah,
ト
actually, give a l-
the paladin figure.
パッセージオブアームズをしている。
Passage of arms.
でこれね縦も外せるこの縦エフェクトも外せるので、
Ah, you can remove the effects.
これね全部エフェクト分解できるので、素の状態がいいやっていう人はちょっと外してみたりとかいろいろアレンジできるようになってます。
Yes, you can arrange it any way you like. You can remove the effect or leave it there.
そしてさっきお話ししたこの、ね、ピンズですね。
And here's the Azim pin.
アゼムのピンズ。順番違いますけど。おこいつ張り付いとるやん。あよかった外れた。
Thought it was stuck.
じゃあね可愛らしいレポリットのぬいぐるみ。これねカバンにぶら下げられるようにとかでミニサイズになってます。
And here's the leopard. It has a little loop on it, so you can attach it to your bag.
俺の装備で怖そうで怖いの。そしてですねこちらがこれま
I'm
で
kind of not paying attention anymore.
ずらっと
I kind of don't care about collector's edition things because I don't really
アート
buy
ワークとして
those.
ご用意しているのでこちらをこの
like I've never bought any
好きなアート
before.
ワークで気分を変えながら飾れますよという内容になってます。
And we have the collection of mini artwork spanning the history of Final Fantasy XIV from all the way back from 1.0 all the way up until now, including artwork and screenshots. All of them can fit in this frame.
早かった。ごめんね。早かった。カメラが追いつけてない。
あー
そうかすいませんね。
It's-
じゃあちょっとアートワークどれアートワーク
Which
が
artwork does everybody want to see? We'll hold up some artwork again. Doesn't look like everybody got to see it before. Here we go.
Q14 ですよね。
That's one from the 1.0.
これ あれですね、よくコレクターズ Q のねコレクターズエディション持ってきてくれる方もいらっしゃいますね、イベントにね。
That's right. This is the artwork that was on the box, the original collector's edition. We see it a lot at fan festivals when players bring.
で、新生オルゼア
There's no Realm Reborn.
大丈夫という感じで、各拡張のですね、天野先生のイラストもこうご用意
So
さ
we
れて
have the Amano art from all of our expansions.
大丈夫そうですか。でですね、ちょっと僕特筆なのがですね、これ覚えてる方はね、結構古くからプレイしてくださってる方。
So yes, anybody that recognizes this photo has been around Final Fantasy XIV for a long time.
Yeah, because that's the 1.0 stuff.
I remember that guy.
俺まだファイナルファンタジー14担当する前に PC ショップで見たもの、この看板。
I remember going to a computer game shop and seeing this guy displayed.
そしてですね、今回行月のフィナーレのアートワークね。
And now we can see how much he has aged and become battle hardened over the many years. This is the Endwalker version.
そうこれが僕結構やりたかったんです。ちゃんと歴史を刻んできたよっていうことをですね。まあちょっと
Do you-
構造的
I
な
mean,
差は
XIV technically really isn't that
And this is something
practical
that I really wanted to do. I wanted to have
as a weapon
prototype,
because, like,
of a pose so he could show the progress and the history of the warrior of light.
but it's still
through,
cool.
the entire
The whole
battle.
point is that it's cool.
まあ苦労したんですよ彼も。
Yeah, he's had a hard time.
さあではちょっと待ってクリッカー。
Where's the clicker? There
じゃ
it
あ
is.
ありがとうございます。いいですよ下げていただいてありがとうございます。
Remove the goods.
よいしょ。吉田バージョンがあって、10年前の吉田の写真と今の写真を見比べられると俺が辛いんで。
So somebody wants to get a picture of Yoshida-san from 10 years ago and put it with a Yoshida-san from now. Like, nah, I don't know if that's.
あ、ピンズもう一回ちょっと待ってちょっと
あ
持ってくれ。
Somebody,
じゃあ
everybody
ご
wants
め
to
んね
see the pin again.
ごめんね。
Wasn't enough time to see the pin.
ピン
あ
ズだけでいいです。ピンズ。
Pin, pin.
ありがとうございます。
Give it.
Let's get a close up of that
ちょっ
pin.
と次の新しいジョブ考えるとき、こう前が見やすいジョブにしよ
So the next time, yeah, that's the next time we think of a new job, we want one that doesn't have.
う。そもそもね、正面のカメラをね、僕こう認識しづらいんですよね。
It's hard to see where the camera is with this hat on.
どうでしょ
Everybody
う。
see it?
力士はいいよも
Ah,
う。
more
見えて
sumo
ます。
wrestlers. Sumo wrestlers.
Mm, ah.
大丈夫です。ピンズ。
Everybody get a good look at the pin.
これはファンアイテムとしてね、結構重要ですよね。はい、
Ooh.
以上です。
Sorry, took off the headset for a second. Fine, pop thing.
さあでは、これらはですね、コレクターズエディションの数
Okay,
量
that's
限定
cool, but
特別
like,
想定
unless you're gonna give me a
版という
release
ものに
date.
付属されてます。
And so what you saw today were the contents of the limited edition collector's edition.
もちろんコレクターズエディションですから、インゲームアイテムも付属しています。
And of course, in addition to those physical items, we also have in-game items available for the collector's edition as well.
ということで、今日ご紹介したウォークスルー動画でも、少し見えてましたが、改めてちょっとまず動
Yeah.
画をご覧いただきましょう。
It's that mount,
And
the mount
as
that
you
you've
may
been
have
seeing.
noticed in some of our walkthrough videos, you saw one of the digital in-game items.
No
But
shit.
Let's take a look.
No
at the video.
shit at the mount. Arian. Or is it Arian? Wind up Portal minion and a death scythe.
得点、 マウントアイオ
And so the first item that we'll have, the digital collector's edition, is the
Arian.
Arion mount.
Huh?
But
Okay.
I think in Japanese it's
Yeah.
Arayon.
Ar-
In English it's Arion. In Japanese
Yeah.
it's Arayon.
ン。あれい。
Arayon.
Arayan. Yeah?
あれアレオン
Arion.
アリオン。
Arion.
アリオン。
Arayon.
アレイオン。日本語名はアレイオンだそうです。
Tomato. Tomato.
なるほど、ね。
Popoto. Popoto.
なるほど。そう一緒じゃねちょっと待って待って。ポポ
Popoto.
ポポウトでしょ。一緒じゃねえか。すいませんすいません。
Alright.
こちらが、日本語名マウントアレイオン。はい。
All right. So the mount Arion.
さあで、それの他にですね、あちらミニオンポロムがついてきますね。
In addition to the new mount, we'll also have the wind-up Porum minion.
あれパロムはっていうね。
Where's
ポ
Porum?
ロ
どこ行ったんだよ。
Where's Palom?
ね
Why
まあ
only
まあまあ
Porum?
とりあえず
Wait,
ポロム。
wait, wait.
Yeah, why you have one but not the
で
other? I know those
あ
two.
ちら今回ね新たなこのジョブリーパーに合わせてですね、そのスペシャルな両手釜デスサイズというのが付属されてまいり
And
ます。
an in-game weapon for use with the new Reaper job, the Death Scythe.
もちろんねデスサイズねファイナルファンタジー11やってた方にはねちょっと思い出深い、武器かなとも思うんですけどちょっとそのままではあまりにもシンプルすぎるので少し14にアレンジして、実装となります。
People who are familiar with Final Fantasy XI
Yeah.
Will remember the Death Scythe. We tried to use a design that was close to that one, but because it was a little bit bland, we decided to glam it up for Final Fantasy XIV.
さあでは、パッケージの種類についてお伝えしましょう。
All right, now let's talk about the different kinds of packages that we have in addition to the
What?
collector's edition.
すいません。
Yeah, collector's edition. You got the box edition. You got the
Okay, so it's
digital
gonna be a little
collector's
bit,
edition.
Confusing, so I'm going to
And
try to
then you
explain.
got the standard
まず
edition.
一番最初重要なポ
Not
イント
really that
ご注意
confusing.
していただきたいのが今回行月のフィナーレ
Yeah, $40, $60.
ございません。
Okay, so the first thing
Probably
to remember, and
$100.
this is the most important, is that starting with Endwalker, there will be no physical discs, digital download only.
Eh?
パッケージ版がございませんので、
Uh,
ちょっと
I mean,
ゲーム屋さん
I don't have a DVD player in my computer.
ないのでご注意ください。
Wait,
And so, because there is no package version, you cannot just go to a game shop and find the package version there.
まあ実際
oh yeah, I forget this is also on consoles. I've been playing it on
まああと
consoles.
アリアクセ
Damn.
スもありますんで予約されてですねダウンロード版で購入される方が本当にもう 85% 以上でした漆黒のヴィランズ。
So again, the reason this decision was made is because a lot of things came into factor. First off, this is an MMORPG. Also, because of the early access. The other thing is that we noticed with Shadowbringers that over 85% of our players purchased the digital download version.
Yeah, I mean, on PC,
And so
Of
for that
course.
reason, we've decided to do away with
It's like-
physical discs and go solely with digital downloads for Endwalker.
I mean, it kind of becomes a little different.
特別想定版に関してプラットフォームプレイされてるプラットフォームごとにちょっと購入方法が違うのでそれをご説明します。
So when talking about the collector's editions, then it's going to be a little bit different for players on different consoles and platforms.
まずは Windows 版、もしくは Mac 版でプレイしてるという方、まず説明を聞いてください。
So first off, we're going to talk about what players on the Windows and Mac version will need.
Windows 版 Mac 版で先ほどの特別想定の物理アイテムね。
You're pretty much doing download
デ
anyways.
ジタルインゲームアイテムもくっついた超豪華なやつあれが欲しいと思ったら一番上を買ってもらえれば大丈夫です。
So if you're using the Windows or Mac version and you want all the digital items and all the physical items and the game, we ask you to buy the Endwalker Collector's Edition, the one that we just brought out and the one you see at top here.
はい一番上にあるやつあれには、ダウンロードコードも入ってるのでゲーム本体のなので e ストアであれをポチってしていただければもうそれで大丈夫です。
So, like I said, this contains the physical items, the digital items, and the Endwalker game code. So if you want this, that's what you're going to purchase on the e-store.
続いて プレイステーション5とか、プレイステーション4とか、Steam で遊んでるよという方。
So next, we're going to talk about what players that are playing on the PlayStation 4 or 5 or on Steam will need to do.
Okay.
いや、さっきの物理
Because
アイ
there's
テ
two
ムの
different
全部欲しい
versions,
し
and that's one of the
プレミアムアイテム
fucking
ももちろん
confusing
欲しいよ
things about
So I want those physical
the
items,
game
and I want those digital items.
そういう方はですね、
on PC. Is that like
スクリーンに
if you
映って
buy it
る
on Steam, you have to
上から
always buy it
二
on
つ目にあ
Steam.
る
You cannot buy
ス
like
ラ
the
イド
Square
上
Enix
から二つ目
version
なんです
of
けど
an
今
expansion,
月のフィナーレ
on the Square Enix store,
コレクターズボックスってやつをまず買ってください
which is always weird
First thing
because
for
they
you guys to do, if you want
sometimes
those
get
physical items,
pre-ordered
buy
at
that
two different
second one,
times.
the Endwalker Collector's Box.
そうです。これ何かっていうと、リアルグッズだけのボックスです。
So basically, what is in this box are the physical items that you just saw. No game, no digital items, just the physical items.
なぜなら、すいません、プレイステーション、ストアでダウンロードコードを買っていただかなきゃいけないんですよ、パッケージは、ゲームは。僕らがね、売るわけにはいかないので。
So you may be asking, why did we do this? It all comes down to how players on the PlayStation and the players on Steam purchase their games. They have to purchase the code through the store.
そうなんですよ。そこにね、物理アイテムがくっついたものを販売するっていうのもちょっとできないので、
We cannot sell physical items with those codes when you purchase them from the PlayStation Store or Steam.
なので白い箱にグッズ全部詰めたファンボックスだけを売り出すので、ファンボックスを買って、かつ、プレイステーションストアとか Steam のストアで、デジタル版のコレクターズエディションを買ってもらえれば大丈夫です。
And so, what you would need to do is you go to the PlayStation Store or Steam, you purchase either the digital collector's edition or the standard edition, and then if you want the physical items, go to the e-store to purchase the box, which will contain the physical items.
そして、いや、待てよと、吉田、
Okay.
いろいろね、押してくるけど。
This is kind of weird and stupid if it's also because fucking Steam and like
まあいいやと、とりあえず
the
物理アイテムはいい。ただ俺は
Sony and Steam's dumb thing about like we can't do this because they won't let us do this.
書かれてる「ファイナルファンタジー14行月のフィナーレコレクターズエディション」のゲームコードだけ買っていただければいいです。
But then, of course, there are going to be those people like, no, I don't need any of the physical goods. I don't have that big of a room. I don't have a place to put anything. I don't have the money. But I do want those in-game items. I do want that mount.
Yeah, I do want the
So,
mount.
What should I buy? For you, there's the digital collector's edition.
そうそう。まあシンプルでしょ、こうなってくるとね。で、いやいや、待てよ待てよ、吉田。まあ、待ちたまえと。私はとりあえずプレイできればいいのですよという方はですね、ダウンロード版の一番下にありますファイナルファンタジー14行月のフィナーレの通常版を、ダウンロードしていただければプレイはもちろん可能です。
And of course, for those players that are like, no, I don't even need the digital items. I just want to play the game.
I just want the
For you,
game.
We have this standard edition, which just includes the Endwalker game code.
まあみんなね、今日ね、ファンフェス見てくれてる人たちはね、もちろんね、コレクターズエディション買ってくれると僕は思ってるんですけど、
But I know that if you're here today watching this keynote, that you're probably going to want to get that collector's edition or the box. So,
選択は自由ですからね。
but you know, you have the right to choose. So, no pressure.
さあ、まあ、ちょっと、はい、宣伝はできました。まあ、数量限定ですので、ぜひですね、物理版の Windows Mac でプレイされている方、もうまとめて買っちゃうぞという方、e ストア、ぜひご検討ください。そして、Steam、PS4、PS5 でプレイされている方、物理アイテム欲しいという方は、さっきのね、ボックスをいち早く e ストアで予約してください。
And so, as I mentioned, and as here, the collector's edition and the collector's boxes are both limited runs. There are only a few of them, and so if you want those, you need to purchase them and pre-order them now.
さて、続いては予約特典のお話に移りましょう。
But now we have to talk about the pre-order bonuses.
Yeah. Oh, so that was where Palom would be, wouldn't
当
it?
然プレイするので予約していただいた
Because it's usually a
そして
pet.
予約をしていただいた方に、予約特典をこれからご紹介したいと思います。
And so, those of you who want those bonuses, because you're going to want to play the game early, we have the pre-order bonus.
And you can always play 3 days early.
えー
Yeah, Palom.
ご予約 まあどのバージョンでも構いません。
Minfina?
行月のフィナーレエンドウォーカーをご予約いただいた
Wait,
皆さんにはこの
Is that
2つ
is that
の
another
デジタルアイ
experience
テムを
earring?
プレゼントさ
Because
せ
I
て
need
いた
another
だきます。
experience
So
earring.
here are our pre-order in-game bonus items, which can be received with any of the versions that we just showed you: the collector's edition, the digital collector's edition, the standard edition. If you pre-order it, this is what you get.
こちらにですね、ミニオンパロムがいらっしゃいますね。
And here we have the other half of Palom and Porom, the Palom minion.
あれさっきパロム見ましたよね。
Porom was, yeah.
コレクターズエディションを予約すれば
So if you won't both pre-order the collector's
Digital.
edition,
If you pre-order the digital collector's edition, you get
パロム
Porom
で
and
予約すればいざ
Palom.
はい
Okay.
兄弟揃いますね。汚ねえって書かれてる
You're like, oh, you're gonna make us do that?
プロデューサーですからね。
That's a producer in charge of
プ
the
ロデュー
money.
サ
So
ーディレクターですか
producer and director.
wait,
ら。はい。
Palom
予約しない人
Porom.
ないでしょう。
But we know that,
That
all of
works
you
in
have
English.
pre-ordered. Who doesn't
But
pre-order?
isn't just
もう
Porom
一
and
つ
Porom?
アクセサリーメネフィナイヤリングは
No, wait,
前
sorry.
回漆黒のヴィランズでも
Oh, wait, no.
付けさせていただいたアイテムと
Palom.
同じで
No, it'd be
レベル
Palom.
に
Oh, no,
非常に
wait.
最
I'm
適
thinking of.
自動
I'm
的にパラメ
confusing
ーター
myself.
が変
The
動する
first
アイテムに
portion
なって
is
ますの
different.
で
So
レベル
there's
に非常に
Palom
最適なの
Porom.
でこちら手に入れてですねプレイしていただけるといいかなと思いま
It
す
would be
And the
Param.
earring that you see here
Porom.
is similar to
That.
the earring that we gave out as a pre-order bonus for Shadowbringers. It will really help when you need to level.
Param Porom.
さてさ
It's
て
the first-
そしてですね
like-
もちろん予約特典こ
I'm
れだけでは
confusing
ございません
myself.
ご予約いただいたプレイヤーの皆さん全員発売日より数日前に
Yeah, early access, you get to play like 3 days earlier than everybody else.
And of course,
That's
pre-ordering
why
is
you
not
always
just about
pre-order.
items, but it's also about
And as long as
vaccines.
something doesn't happen like in Stormblood, I'll be fine.
ほとんどの光の戦士の皆さんにとってはここが
Oh
むしろね
god, that Stormblood thing.
Yes. For most of the Warriors of Light, it's not about the release date, it's about the early access release date.
ぜひですねご予約をいただいて、アーリーアクセスから行月のフィナーレの世界に飛び込んでいただいて、世界の、今回ハイデリンゾディアーク編のラストを、見ていただければと思います。
So for all of you who are dying to learn about the new story, the new jobs, the new areas, pre-order the game, get in early access, and find out before everyone else.
さてさて新情報発表会そしてこの
Unless the quest is so bugged that it causes a line and issues.
フィナーレの情報ですが
And then nobody can do it.
あとはほぼほぼね楽しみにお待ちいただく
Which
だけにな
happened
ってきた
in
かな
Stormblood.
Okay, so I've told you.
Well,
all I
actually, I
can,
think it was an issue of
during the
instances.
announcement showcase that we had a few months ago, as well as at this keynote. And all that's left is to look forward to what's to come in Endwalker.
お発売日はあれ社長来ないのって書いて
So, that's right, the release date. And so everybody's expecting the CEO to come out and say, hey, hold on.
おいまだかよみたいな
the CEO is not going to come out and ruin the surprise
僕からお伝え
like he did last time.
So before he gets on the stage, I'm just going to tell you the release date.
Good.
こちらです
All right.
Here we go.
Why is
ま
Totoro?
ずは今回も吉田明彦さんに、スペシャルなこう
ちょっと待って
シリーズとして
ちょっと待って
行月の群像を書き上げていただきました
So here you see the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, done by Akihiko Yoshida.
Well, I mean,
Hatsubai
also
guys.
Science is 7 done, and also the 2021. Okay.
間に合った
2021, we did it.
Yeah?
We made
Wow.
it in 2021.
間に合ったよ
Wow,
2021
2021.
ね間に合った
August?
2021, a month.
もう出していきましょうこちらです
November? Oh, come on.
November?
That's a long time.
はい
November 23rd.
23rd.
はい
That's a long time.
2021年
Like, that's 6 months from now.
13日
That's like a 6 month.
So
We
our
will be
official
done
release date,
with
November
my
23rd.
Friday Fantasy 14 by that point in
まあ
time.
やっぱり普通のちょっとすいませんこれまでのね出してきた拡張に比べると、まあ2年
Holy
に一遍っていうタイミングからすると、まあコロナの影響もあって数ヶ月ずれたとはいえちょっと遅いかなとは僕も思います。
So you see this date, and a lot of our players who have experienced the expansions up until now, we usually are pretty good about getting them out every 2 years. This one is out a little bit late. There are a lot of reasons, including the coronavirus. We tried as hard as we could.
Yeah.
ただですね、まあ、どちらかというとですね、あまりにも今回ボリュームがでかいがために、まあでもその分ちゃんと調整もして、最高の状態でお届けしようと思ってます。まあこれでも我々すっごいギリギリではあるんですけど、なんとかここに間に合わせるべく、全力で当たっていきたいと思います。
But this time we also have so much content that we want to bring you, so much story, so many new areas, so many new stories, and so we want to have this be perfect when we release it to you. So we're spending as much time as we can on it and working right up to the deadline in creating this new expansion.
Relearning. We already know what that is.
当時に聞きたいんです。
It's Reaper.
So you want to ask me something? Okay.
僕は
Yoshi P is the Reaper,
秋だと思うんだよ。
which looks like a hunter from Bloodborne.
You believe that November is fall.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's fall.
Late.
It's the end of
very
fall.
Late. Very late,
Late.
fall.
コウジはどう思う？
Full or limited?
Technically,
Uh,
fall. Maybe. Yeah. Okay.
11月雪
I mean, Will's a scythe, and he looks like Gurm.
It doesn't snow here yet in Tokyo in November, so I guess that's fall.
いやここね難しいんですよ迷ってお伝えする
November is fall.
最初にバーンって発表するときにウィンターって書いたら
Spend your Thanksgiving playing Final Fantasy XIV.
So when deciding
Actually,
how to
let me
first
double
announce
check
this
that.
back in the
Hold on.
announcement showcase, if you put out winter, then it just makes it feel like it's so far away.
October 23rd. It's yeah, that's the week of Thanksgiving.
ニセコとかしか降ってない
So early access will
So
be
even
the
when you think
19th.
of,
Because it's usually that
November
Friday.
23rd, I mean, even then, even in like the northern parts of Japan, it's still there's not many places that are snowing, so that means it's fall, right?
でもあれかいアメリカとかだとやっぱり11月
Yeah, just spend your Thanksgiving
Depends, you know,
playing
some places,
Final Fantasy
further
XIV
up north may
and
consider
finding
it
out how
part of
fucking
winter
Xenos
than
becomes like
other
Saver
places do, but,
Sephiroth.
じゃああれだね次から発表するときはフォールアバウトウィンターみたいなさ
So next time, rather than saying fall 2000 whatever, we'll say around fall winter-ish 2000.
すごい曖昧
Say quarter 3.
Even more vague. Yes, that will solve all our problems.
People get confused when you put quarter 3.
ください僕からしてもねもう
Because financial quarters is
思ってた
stupid.
んですけど
And like
私
it
本当に
began
ギ
in
リギ
like
リのギリギリま
April.
でクオリティ詰めて最高の物語をお
For the
届けし
year.
ますのでぜひ11月23日の発売を
Or
楽し
May-
みにお待
March.
ちいただければと思います明日の PLL でも言いますけどそこまでねイベントぎっしりでお届けしますのでよろしくお願いします
So again, once again, I apologize. Really wanted to get this out as early as possible. Hopefully, hoping to get it out maybe.
Oh, yeah, no, it's a
but
full
again,
job.
The development team is working so
That
hard
is
on
it's the
it.
melee
Great
DPS.
experience for you guys. We wanted to give them as much.
It
time
is
as
legitimately a weird class where you will decide. Also, you summon a thing from the void which possesses you, and you become some weird thing.
さてさて
You
Alright.
scream.
So
終わっ
that's
たわ終わっ
that's
た
it. No, 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 no.
What?
We didn't
What
finish.
about?
There's one more thing.
まだある
Do we need to announce the date for the next
One more
patch?
thing.
うん
Bunny.
耳あ
What?
耳かあ確かにな
God.
You can't forget that.
社長が来る前にやらなきゃいけないことがあるんだった
So yeah, one more thing
Uh,
before the CEO arrives.
じゃあもう一個ちょっと動画があるのでご
We
覧
We have
gotta
a
do.
video, so please check it out.
Is it gonna be Mel Vieira? it's like, oh yeah, it's Mel Vieira. Here you go, motherfuckers. Okay. No, that's Vieira. That's a dude. That's a fucking bunny dude. Everybody got their fucking bunny dude. It's finally official. First canon look at a bunny dude. Yeah. But now where's the Hofgard woman? Where's the Hofgar women? Bunny. Now the bunny, the cat boys and the bunny boys get to have weird yaoi sex in I don't know where. Look at that those fucking ears. They got little floppy ears. Probably we. Yeah. Yeah, and you need the Hrothgar, whatever they're called, Ronso women.
はい、まあ見ていただいた通り、まあ僕としてはですね、前回漆黒のヴィランズでビエラ女性とね、ロスガル男性を実装することで、ファイナルファンタジー14としてはね、新種族の追加はまああれで終わりにする本当につもりでいました。
So, as I stated many times, that after the release of Shadowbringers and the release of the female Vera and the male Hrothgar, that we were not going to be releasing any more playable races, playable characters.
まあしかしですね、
No, yeah, no.
声をいただいたことと、まあ何よりグラフィックスチームがプレイヤーの皆さんがここまでなのであれば、なんとかしていきましょうというふうに総力を挙げて達成してくれたので、今回男性、ビエラがプレイヤー種族として実装できることになりました。
However, because all of you asked so earnestly from around the world, and more importantly, because the graphics team worked extremely hard to make it happen, we've done it again and released the male playable.
もちろんですね。
But never Hrothgar women. You're not going to get the big Hrothgar.
してるんですが、すいません、今回はこれが精一杯でした。ただですね、ロスガルについてもここまで来れば、必ずやっていこうという決意でいますので、ちょっと時期はずれるとは思いますが、ぜひそちらについてもですね、そこだけ対応しないみたいなことがないようにしていこうと思ってます。
Of course, we did consider adding a female Hrothgar as well, but again, we had our hands full with doing the male Vera as well as the game. However, that said, we do plan to find an opportunity to add them in the future. We will be bringing the female Hrothgar. It will not come at the same time as the male Vera at 6.0, but it is coming.
もうね、ここまで来たらね。
We have to do it.
And don't they kind of have to do it anyways, just because of like everything about the Bogere thing? Because I mean, they have a queen and the gunblades. It made more sense to actually have that, especially when you have a character in Shadowbringers that talks about their dead wife. Because they have to have a dead wife. The wife has to be dead because there's no model for.
To release them one at a time as they were finished.
さあ、そのビエラ男性のね細かい設定などはまた別の機会
But
で
it's just kind of weird where you have the like, oh, there's females of these races, but you can never see them. Especially when one of them's the
さあ
queen.
ではちょっとあまりにもね突然動画が流れたんでよく見てなかったって方もいらっしゃると思うので、もう一回、ビエラ男性の動画を流そうと思います。
All right, and so we realized all of that was quite sudden. So let's give you.
I mean, I do understand how fucking
the new playable male Vita.
like much work it is, because considering that like the armor has to be designed around them. Like that's you have to make sure that every single piece of armor works for every single race, sex, combination. Like it does put a workload on them. But it was also one of those things of, Well, I want to see my Twitter. Let me look at my Twitter. Let's see what the people who play Final Fantasy 14 are saying.
さあ、ありがとうございました。
All right, thank you very much.
ではですね、実は本当にもう次の情報で、この基調講演ラストにしたいと思うんですが、もう一つ、皆さんにお知らせがございます。
And we actually have one more important announcement before we bring a close to the keynote.
One more important announcement from the CEO.
以上の国や地域の皆さんに愛され、そして多くの声援をいただいて、ここまで大きく本当に成長させていただくことができました。
So Final Fantasy XIV has come this far because of the love and support of players from across the globe. Currently, we have players in over 200 countries, from over 200 countries playing Final Fantasy XIV.
しかしですね、いまだにちょっと一部の地域では、これまで用意してきたデータセンターの、効力が薄くてですね、厳しいレイテンシーの環境下で遊んでいただいている場所もあります。
However, some regions are not well served by our current data centers, and the players there suffer from poor latency.
ファイナルファンタジー14という
Eastern Europe data center.
0以降も引き続き成長していく、拡大していく、より大きなもちろん投資をしていくということの、表れとしてもですね、ここで、皆さんに新たなデータセンターの開設をお伝えさせていただきたいと思います。
But we want Final Fantasy XIV to continue to grow even after 6.0, and we're committed to that growth, and we're committed to investing in that growth.
Oh wait,
So I'm
Australia.
to tell you about our new data center.
In Australia,
これまで
right?
何年にも
You
わた
gotta
って
go to the land down under where they hang upside down.
前の光の選手たちからですね、なんとかオセアニアに DC を作ってくれないかというリクエストをですね、プレイヤーの皆さんからもメディアの皆さんからも非常に強くリクエストを受けてきました。
So we've had Warriors of Light from the Oceania region
Yeah.
for many, many years, asking for a data center of their own, from players to the media.
現在ですね、数万人以上オセアニア地域で14を、アクティブにプレイしていただいている方いらっしゃるんですが、実際にはその彼らがお住まいの地域というのがですね、同じにもかかわらず、この今存在する3つのデータセンターどこにつないでも、レイテンシーがあまり良くなく、しかも差がないっていう状態になってます。
Currently, we have thousands and thousands of Warriors of Light in the Oceania area that have stuck with this all this time, despite being split up between the NA and JP data servers, despite there being poor latency for them, as well as not really a difference between the servers.
結果的にですね、ヨーロッパ DC で遊ぶオセアニアのプレイヤー、それから日本のデータセンターで遊ぶオセアニアのプレイヤー、そして NA のデータセンターで遊ぶオセアニアのプレイヤーという形で、みんなね、バラバラになってしまってます。
And so we have a community of Oceania users that have been split up, some of them using data centers in this data center in Europe, some of them using the data center in North America, and some even in Japan.
僕らとしてはやっぱり世界中一人でも多くの方に
Okay, we get it. You're gonna put a data center in Australia. Jesus Christ, come on, let's get to the point. How you doing today? How was work? My week was I didn't do a Sunday stream. I took the week off. So, like, I haven't streamed since last week.
So in
Since
order
last
to
Friday.
provide
I
service
was,
with less latency,
I'm doing fine.
and also foster a sense
Or
of
whatever.
community for those dedicated players, so they don't have to be split up and they can have their own community. We're adding a new data center for them.
Yeah, okay, we get it. Yeah. Introducing Australia. The boomerang throwers get to have their own data center.
Data center in Oceania.
まあね、もちろんですけど、物理なので数億円以上規模のね、投資にはなるんですけど、かねてから
Oh wait, I'm just thinking. What are you watching? This is the Final Fantasy XIV Fanfest, or more specifically, the keynote,
Undertaking and a multi-million-dollar investment, but we believe that is necessary.
where they went over some stuff for the next expansion.
どうしてもここに来て、コロナ禍によって僕らのエンジニアスタッフが
And it's about to end, and once it ends, I will
行くこと
take a
が
little
で
bit
き
of
な
a
いという
break
状
to
態が
go
発生して
pee
ます
and give me something more
This
to drink,
plan
and
has
now I'll
actually
do
been,
14.
in the works for a while. Unfortunately, the coronavirus pandemic has restricted travel and made it so that our server engineers can't.
They talked about a
actually
new
go
job
to,
called the Reaper,
physically see the
which
server.
is
ただですね
not even
元々のスケジュール
an
で
old
は
Final Fantasy job. It's like a brand new
より
one
前
for
に
just
この
this
オセアニ
game.
ア DC をオープンして
They showed some new
プレイヤーの皆さん
areas.
に無料のワールド移転を使って移動していた
They
だいて
showcased the
6.0
full
を迎
trailer.
えていただくというのがすいません当初のスケジュールでした
Yeah,
So
not
our
even real.
original schedule was that we would have this data center ready before 6.0, allowing players to use the free world transfer to get to a new data center before 6.0 is released.
ただですね今なんとかすべてリモートワークで現地の、
Is this when the CEO of Square Enix comes out and
オ
reveals
セ
the
アニアの
date?
スタッフの方にですねリモートで指示をしながら、日本にいながらデータセンターを物理で構築するっていうことを今やってます。
However, because again of the coronavirus pandemic, our schedule has been pushed back. Our engineers haven't been able to actually go and see those servers. However, what we've been doing is we've been doing this remotely. We have hooked up with meetings with the people actually there at the server centers, and we have been physically constructing this via digital.
そのためですね2ヶ月から3ヶ月の当初スケジュールよりズレができていて、6.0 はちょっと間に合いそうもないんですが 6.1 までにはこのデータセンターお届けできる予定です。
And so this has unfortunately added about 2 to 3 months to our original schedule. But hopefully, we hoping to have the data center open by 6.1.
ですので、ぜひ、オセアニアにお住まいの皆さんはですね、環境のいいデータセンターへ移住できるタイミングがもう確定しているということでですね、それを楽しみに待ちながら、行月のフィナーレプレイしていただきたいですし、レテシでね、ちょっとプレイを中断している方もですね、ぜひ、再開をご検討いただけると大変嬉しく思います。
All right, and while you might have to wait a little bit, we hope that all of our players in the Oceania region will enjoy Endwalker, and then when we have the data center ready, be able to make that move.
さあ、そしてちょっとね、持ってきたんですけど、
Look, here's a picture of the data
オセアニア
center.
データセンターの物理的に今構築しているサーバー
Here's a
ルームの
giant
写真
server
Here we have
room.
a picture of the
What
actual
if they added a
server
key
room
like that?
in the Oceania data center.
これ見
Then
て
I know
わ
so
かんな
many
いと
more
思うんですけ
people
ど
will
ね
end up playing 14 just because they want to be like Sora
で
from
もね、こ
Kingdom
れね、サー
Hearts.
バーエンジニアが見ると、あのブレードの形はゾーンサーバーだなとかいうのがね、わかるらしいです。
So basically, but server engineers, if anyone out there is a server engineer, they're going to be able to look at this like, okay, those are the zone servers right there, I think.
まあこれ以上はね、
はい
ちょっとセキュリティの問題もあるので、ちょっとお見せできないんですけど、今まさに、絶賛構築中ですので。
I don't think
ぜ
you
ひ
can tell anything from
楽し
those.
However, for security reasons, we can't show you any more than this, but we just like to show you that we are
Oh,
currently
lovely.
in the process of building this, and it should be ready
57 on the main class, but like I haven't really. I've just like unlocked a few more dungeons. I think that's what just tonight's just going to be me running a few of those
いうふうに今日お伝
dungeons.
えしてきました。14はまだまだ発展と飛躍を
I do need to
していきます
push the main storyline
それを
quest
今日
though.
また改めてお約束させていただきます。
Oh, yeah.
All right, so even as we race toward the conclusion of the Hydaelyn and Zodiac tale, remember what you've seen here today and know that there is much more yet to come for Final Fantasy XIV.
その物語の大きなくくり、第一章完結、それを、迎える。
I don't understand why Totoro is front and center in this artwork.
11月23日になります。
Oh, cool. I think we can do a certain dungeon tonight then.
Of the
A
Zodiac
certain
tale will be
fun
revealed
dungeon.
and the release of
Yeah.
Endwalker on November 23rd, 2021.
そしてご予約をいただいた方に、特典として付与されるアーリーアクセス、そしてアーリーアクセス開始の日付は、2021年11月19日となります。
Of
The
course,
Chimera.
though, if you
Oh, it
pre-order,
won't be the
you will
Chimera
get to learn
boss.
all of the answers
It'll be a fun.
4 days
It'll be a
earlier
fun
on
one though.
November 19th.
I'm pretty sure I can do that. Let me
はい、
let me look. Let me look.
ぜひですね、この日を楽しみにお待ちいただけたらと思います。
Please look forward
So
to it.
please look forward to
Ah,
these two days.
never mind. You can't. You're too
さあ
little.
これで、
You
僕
wouldn't
の
be
基調
able
講演
to.
は終わりになります。いやもう工
It
事
requires
本当に
47. Yeah.
It's been a long 2 hours. We just did it. Just 2 hours. That's good timing.
Yeah, and the CEO of Square
いや
Enix still
まあ
hasn't
でも
shown
ね
up
これ
yet.
ファンフェスまだね
Where-
始まったばっ
where's
か
the
りですから
CEO
ね
from
これが
Square
オープニング
Enix?
みたいなもんですから
He's
Again,
supposed to.
this is just the opening of a 2-day FanFest filled with great events.
まあまあこれからね楽しいイベント盛りだくさんの2日間にしていこうと思います。
We have a lot of fun, exciting stuff in store for you over the next 2 days.
さあでは
Which, not gonna
ここ
watch.
から一緒にファンフェスを楽しんでいくにあたってですねまずはこの方をお呼びしたいと思います、株式会社スクエアエニックス代表取締役社長松田洋介です。どうぞ。
But before we can really begin, let's call to the stage the most important person here, Square Enix President and CEO, Yosuke Matsuda.
Eh? Where is he? Oh, there he is. Man, I wish it was like the one a couple years ago when he comes out as a blue mage. Because that was stupid. And great.
では松田社長ぜひ世界中の光の戦士の皆さん、FF シリーズファンの皆さんにご挨拶をお願いします。
So let's have a message for all of our fans watching today from the CEO.
はい、皆さんこんにちは。スクエアエニックスの松田です。
Hello everyone, this is Yosuke Matsuda from Square Enix.
今日はファイナルファンタジー14デジタルファンフェスティバル2021をご覧いただきありがとうございます。
Thank you all for tuning in to FF14 Digital FanFest 2021 today.
前回のファンフェスティバル確か2019年ですかね。それ以来、計画を世界中のね、都市の皆さんもあって、ファンの皆様と交流するということを計画していたようですけれども、今回残念ながらコロナということで、こういったデジタルの開催ということにさせていただきました。
So since the last FanFest, I believe, was in 2019, we've been trying to plan something to see all of you. But with this pandemic situation, with the pandemic, we have decided to go digital.
こういう形でですね、直接皆様とですね、お会いできればよかったんですけれども、一方でまたこういったデジタルの新しい形でのですね、ファンフェスティバルということで、今回いろいろ素晴らしい企画をですね、皆様方のために用意させていただいております。
So while it would have been great to see you all here with us today, this new way of holding an event, this digital FanFest, is also an amazing way to hold this event.
ファイナルファンタジー14、10年以上にわたる長きにわたって皆様方に支えられて、プレイヤーの皆様方に支えられてここまでやってこれました。
We have managed to continue Final Fantasy XIV for over 10 years now, all thanks to your support.
改めまして社を代表いたしまして世界中のプレイヤーの皆様にお礼を申し上げたいと思います。ありがとうございます。
Once again, I'd like to show my gratitude. I would like to say thank you to all of you for all this support all these years.
今日の新しい形でのこのファンフェスティバルを皆様最後までごゆっくりお楽しみください。ありがとうございました。
So please enjoy today this new.
Oh, he's not gonna ruin
FanFest,
people's
Digital
lives?
FanFest 2021.
He's not gonna ruin
Thank you
some
very much.
other surprise? No?
はい社長
Wow.
ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much.
それではこのまま、ファンフェスティバルの Day1 オープニングへ入っていこうと思います。
So now we'd like to continue on to the opening ceremony.
では開発チーム運営チームからも、ゲストが来ておりますので皆さんぜひ、登場してください。
So let's call in our special guests from the development team.
And I'm kind of going to stop right now because at this point, like, the keynote's over. I don't care about the opening ceremony. So, hold on. We'll just pop this over. Whoa, hey. Pop on. We'll hold it on this. I'm gonna go take a break. I'm gonna go take a break and give me something to drink and to pee. Hopefully you can hear this. So, whoops, no, of course, I didn't put this on that. How about this? Move Twitch. Here. There you go. I get to hear this twice. But yeah, I'll be right back in like 4 or 5 minutes.